Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing this evening? We have a special announcement, a very special announcement. Apparently, Kurt lives in my utility room, which I kept hearing noises here and there, right? Like I would wake up and be like, "Babe, did you hear that?" And no, it's the raccoons. Go to sleep. No, apparently it's not because Kurt is constantly number one in the stream. So congratulations, my brother. Thank you for coming in first. Coming in hot. I think I said sliding in without a rubber on, something like that. But congrats, man. You, sir, earned one crisp high five. So let's go ahead and get it started. So Kurt 24, channel member. Hey, it's a Luigi, channel member. And who else we got up in here? Jeremy H, channel member, channel member. One Love Design, channel member. Rahan Wayne with the channel member. Ooh, Corn Pops Revenge with the titties. Channel member. Who else we got? Safe Line Live. What up? What up? Channel member. Channel member. And we got Crypto. Channel member. Good to see you. Good to see you. Evan Budzinski. Channel member. Ooh, Heath. Channel member. Jeff Cron. Channel member. Channel member. Man, it's so great to see y'all. Come on, PLA. Channel member. Here's the great thing. Come out in PLA. Like blessed me. I don't know. You guys can't really see this back there, but come out in PLA actually to help Ralph and kind of leverage Ralph out a little bit. He printed my trophy for the roast. Bam! Look at that. I did win a roast. No big deal, You know what I'm saying? And he did a very good job of printing my Glock 19 with the TLR7, a Swamp Fox optic, and a suppressor. Like that, I'm not gonna lie, you did a great job, man. And I the only thing is I can't actually roast it over the fire because I think he had to keep everything pinned in there to get it here in one place. He had to do that, but man, look at that little. I'm impressed, man. Excellent job. The print quality is great. The flames are dope. Actually, while you're here, is that the candy apple red? The flames? Is that was it the HTPLA candy apple red? The thing is solid, man. I love it. So come out in PLA. Shout out to you. But here's the cooler thing. Not only did Come Out in PLA send me the roast trophy, but he also sent me a whole pack of ish that anything I'll ever need to fix my printer. He sent me, yes, a new thermistor. He also sent me a new motherboard. He sent me a whole slew of stuff. Who the fuck is that? Oh, I think that's his boy. Okay, so yeah, so hang tight. We'll get started, y'all. All right. So come on, PLA, Chanaramba, my boy. Good to see you, man. Thank you for showing the love. I will finally, after I had a big deal today in my like professional life, so I had to focus on that. Now I can focus on fixing my printer, getting that up and running, because I said I will not open my Ghost Gunner 3 until I get my printer back up and running. So who we got? So Corn Pop, we got Cotton PLA, 24. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any channel members here. And okay, now for the honorable mentions, we got snap, Son of Murray, good to see you. IPS, what's up, brother? We got Misty Miss Wayne, Sport Brand, our favorite mod. We got Gerchop, what's up, brother? We got some girl parading around here as the Cancer Mouse, which I guess that's Ting Ting's little sister. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Damien Christ, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. And D High Five says no StreamYard link. Hold on. And Man Against the Masses, what's up, brother? Evil SD, Morningstar. Which Morningstar? Remind me, I gotta holler at you, man. I finally got that domain, dldafterdark.com. So I definitely need to holler at you. Goonbeam. Damn, Goonbeam. What's up, brother? Goonbeam, I'm still rocking my ridiculous Stargate flashlight, the EDC, the indestructible EDC. Sorry, and I'm still loving it, man. I've beat the crap out of it and still running. Craig Licker, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. And Love Machine, Opie, Andy Lipsco, P38 Wilbur, damn, Slim223, Vanessa Kitty, all you guys. Love having all y'all here, man. So thank you all for coming. Let's go ahead and get started. So as you'll see, the name, JC9, what's up, brother? The name of the episode this evening says DLD Live, episode number 212, How Far Will Tyranny Reach? Featuring Timothy Harper. So this is an interesting conversation. You guys have likely seen the this story. You've seen it discussed on here, on John Crump Live, kind of all over the place. Now, before we actually start, I'm going to bring him on. Before we actually start, I do want to let you guys know that there are a couple companies that help bring us to you. And number one is 1776 Supply Co. They actually have they just did a huge drop on their website and their Instagram, so go check them out. Go to 1776supplyco.com. 1776supplyco.official or 1776supplyco.com. They dropped a bunch of cheap ass Glock 43 kits and also frames for like $50. Okay, so for everybody out there that just went and bought a bunch of frames for $150 or $100 or whatever, yeah, they're selling them for $50. So he said that's his gift back to the community. Also want to shout out Tack Knives USA. I know I told you guys that there is a great place that you can get some baller ass OTF. Look at that, baby. OTF, actually really high quality OTF auto knives. So these right now have gone on sale, and Tuesday, so today through Monday, they have like crazy deals. If you use code DARK, you get an additional 20% off. But there's some that are as cheap as like $40 before the 20% off. So take advantage. I'm actually going to go by and grab a few. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I want to introduce our first guest, Timothy Harper. Yeah, Timothy Harper.
Hi, how's it going?
Timothy Harper. Good, man. How are you?
Doing good. Thanks for having me on your show tonight.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. I'm glad you can come on. And this, so D, is it D High S? He just came in. Is that your boy? Let's see.
No, I don't know this guy.
You see him?
Yeah, I see him on the screen. I've never met him.
I don't know him.
No, he isn't. Okay, so
I'm
welcome.
new here. I don't even know what your show is. I was just joining to,
All right.
hang out with people.
Join the party.
How the fuck did you get the StreamYard link?
It's real easy. You search StreamYard and then you filter live.
Damn,
and you click on the show.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So you kind of like snuck in the back door.
I didn't sneak in. I mean, it's you're open to anybody that searches StreamYard and then filters it to live.
Well, we're learning something.
Nice. Well,
why doesn't anybody understand that?
You know what? That's crazy. I never even knew that was a thing.
Yeah.
You have it yourself like tagged as StreamYard somehow.
Yeah.
I don't think it's in your title. I don't know. I don't remember what your title was, but
yeah. Oh,
you
well,
brought me
I'm
here
a focus
somehow
on
from
Timothy Harper.
StreamYard.
You're welcome to.
Besides you using it,
but I appreciate you making this debut on my stream. That's awesome.
Where are you at?
I don't even know what your show's about. I was just wanting to join somebody, and
That's cool.
what's your show
I didn't even
about?
need to do that. Yeah, so we have a channel. It's my channel. It's basically all about freedom and independence, guns, fucking. I mean,
So it's about guns.
firearms.
You
freedom,
hang out and like
independence,
do any drinking bit?
drinking.
Yeah.
Not when we're shooting.
Yeah, I mean, not much.
I don't imagine you shooting on the show.
Well, they have those.
Yeah. No.
No,
No, but
nobody's hanging out and drinking here.
yeah, we're not just hanging out and drinking. But yeah, you're welcome to stick around, man. I appreciate you coming on. Thanks, dude. Yeah,
Well, we learned something, didn't we?
yeah, I had no idea that you could do that. That's crazy. I was like, oh, this must be like your guy.
Yeah.
So basically, you just let some random guy slide in your back door. Yeah, I guess so, man. Now, I mean, the great thing is that every single one of you now know that you can just search StreamYard and click on live shows and get private StreamYard links. That's crazy. Jeff Grimes said, "What the fuck just happened?" Yeah, that's true. For my guy out there that just came in here, and it's all love. You're welcome to, stick around and hang out. But it's more likely that the people in my audience are drinking than we will be.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Okay. So now that we're back focused on this, Timothy Harper, welcome to the show.
Glad to be here.
Tell me a little bit about and tell all the folks here about who you are, what you do, where they can find you, and all that stuff. What you're most well known for.
Yeah, I'm known as the AR-15 guy in Oklahoma, and there was a time in Oklahoma before 2019 where if you carried an AR-15 in public, you would be arrested. It's illegal. You couldn't open carry a rifle or shotgun. You could only carry a pistol. So, AR pistols were legal. We had just allowed them to be classified as legal here. And we started doing AR-15 walks with the AR pistols. Now, you had to have your SDA permit. You had to be licensed for your handgun permit, but that covered your AR-15 as well.
Okay, hold on. You said SDA permit?
Yeah, self-defense, your handgun license.
Oh, okay.
It's called an LTC in Texas. Every state has a different term for your carry license. So, and I've got a YouTube channel. Timothy Harper is my 2A channel. Now there's Tim Harper, W5TAH, which is more other topics, more of my personal channel there. And that's interesting. I've got a 1965 Barracuda, and I've got it on there where I went to racing it this weekend. But what I'm mainly known for here in Oklahoma is making people aware that you could carry an AR-15 when it was illegal to do so. And we were preparing to get the police ready for...
Sorry, I had to show that to Putane. My apologies. Go ahead.
Oh, that's fine. When constitutional carry comes into effect, that you may see people with real AR-15 rifles on the street. So I started to put myself out there. Me and my friend Picture Perfect, Rick, he's got a channel just as good as mine. That I'm the guy that got stopped in the park. That's right.
Very famous.
Yes.
Very famous event.
Yep.
Dude, I think so. Let me just throw this out here real quick. I think that this guy that came in, that was like no StreamYard link, the one that like snuck in the back door.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people do that before, and I never knew how. Now everybody is trying to do it right now, and it's very distracting. So people, please stop doing that. I will literally change hosts like tonight. Putang, love you, brother. Love your shirt. Love your show. Everybody go show some love to Putang Does America. That's his channel, and the guy's freaking awesome. So mad love to you. John Trump Live sent the $2 super chat. Thanks, brother. He says, "Hi, Tim."
Hello. Hey, John. How's it going?
So you do have a pretty famous video. How many views are on that video?
Several million. I haven't checked it lately to see how many views as today, but maybe even 2 million by now.
That's
a lot of the channels have picked it up and showed it. The one where I'm in the park. So I go to Harper Park in Edmond, which is a kind of uppity type of neighborhood in Oklahoma City. It's a suburb, and I just walk around the park like I've done everywhere else. And someone calls the police on me, and we had the audio to it. They said, well, I don't know if this is legal, but he's just walking around the park with his rifle, an AR-15 looks like, and he's just walking around, and they come in force. They come with guns drawn, and they were actually very cool-headed, though.
Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. Here, you can talk with chat for a second. Hang on.
Okay. There we go.
Sorry, dude. Family emergency. Hold on.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll talk about it. Got Picture Perfect in here. I'd like to give him a shout out. He's a partner in crime with me. We would do a lot of open carry walks here in Oklahoma, and they just weren't comfortable. The police were not comfortable with you carrying a rifle in public. They did not like it. So me and Picture Perfect in the chat here, he's in the chat, Rick, we've caught the brunt of it. He was pepperballed in a city park for just walking around, minding his own business. And somebody called in on him, and they also came in force and pepperballed him, took his AR-15, took his phone, to just everything, and gave him one hell of a rundown for about 2 years. And finally, they dropped it. It's good to go. But for years, they threatened to charge him with it. The McGirt decision came down. If you're not familiar with McGirt, it's where basically the eastern half of Oklahoma is a tribal reservation. It's not really the state anymore. It's a tribal reservation, and they're struggling with that. So the city had to drop charges because it's now a federal issue. Well, it was turned over to the tribal police. They looked at it and said, well, our statutes don't match. We're dropping it. We don't want nothing to do with it. Yet the city of Broken Arrow just could not let it go. So they held on to his items for years, and just now was able to get his items back, his phone, everything. They put every roadblock in front of you when you exercise your rights that you can. One thing they've done to me, I was in Tulsa with Picture Perfect, and we were just walking down the street, and we encountered a Pride Fest parade. And we didn't know what was going on, and I was just going to walk around downtown Tulsa and get people used to it, and film my interaction with law enforcement with Rick there. And the next day we were having our Broken Arrow Road Festival. So we got to town a little early, and we're going to stay the night and just walk around a little bit and meet with OCT and CJ Grisham and have fun at the Rose Festival. So if they didn't like open carry at a park, one man open carrying at a city park, how are they going to like 35 or 40 people open carrying at their Rose Festival downtown Broken Arrow? We made that happen, and we educated them in it. So they didn't try to mess with us then. So we taught them a lesson about that. Yet they tried to make Rick Hubbard, Picture Perfect, pay for it over the course of years. And so the night before, we were just walking around with my AR, and we encountered the Pride Parade on a city street, on a public sidewalk, where you can walk down. It's lawful to do that. They stopped me at a controlled access point and wouldn't let me in. And a tyrant by the name of Chris Witt just walked up and grabbed me and arrested me for trespass on the sidewalk. Yep. Now, we ran into Chris Witt before, and you'll see on Picture Perfect's channel, his first video on his channel is encountering Chris Witt at Hop Jam in Oklahoma City, where the Hanson brothers, I believe, have a beer and music festival on city streets. Well, they try to stop Picture Perfect, and he sits there and he pushes the boundaries, and they threaten to arrest him. In the end, they let him go. and he walks around open carrying a handgun on his side, not an AR or anything. Well, they let him in, and it's successful. The next year, they don't let him in. I'm with him too. Me and Mike Bosker, we go there, and they won't let us in. They put Rick and Mike in handcuffs. I'm basically filming, and they hold them, detain them, cuff them, and then basically let them leave, but they can't enter. The next year, same thing. They won't let us in. So when I got arrested on the sidewalk, we figured out what they were hanging their hat on and why they were trying to do it. So we introduced legislation to counter that. And basically, the only place you could carry lawfully, it didn't mention city streets or sidewalks in the state statute. So we learned that in the trial, and we fixed it in our state law. But then OK2A, our premier gun rights organization, did fix that. Yet they turn around and put roadblocks to open carry with House Bill 2645, that if you're around any permitted event, it's a misdemeanor to open carry anything.
They did the same thing in Virginia. They depending on what city you're in, I think they're technically sanctions, but depending on or what's the other thing cities do? Maybe not sanctions, but whatever it is, it's like these enforceable rules that are like different per city, which that doesn't complicate things at all, right? They say that for some permitted events, if you have a CC, it's a concealed handgun permit here. It's not like a CCW, because in some places you get a permit, you can carry a long gun, a sidearm, whatever. This is specifically just for handguns. You can't even carry handguns in certain events. Well, I still do, but you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Crazy shit like that.
Well, Oklahoma, we had a very free open carry and carry situation here in Oklahoma. It was allowed just about everywhere. Basically, government buildings where you could not carry. And in fact, they hold all the gun shows in the government buildings where you're not allowed to carry anyway. So, it's they enforce it where they want to. So when they arrested me on the sidewalk for trespass on a sidewalk, they took my guns, and it drug out for a long time. I got my handgun back. I got my FNX tactical back, and didn't get the AR. Come to find out, they had turned it over to the ATF because it hadn't. I sent you a picture of it. I don't know if anyone wants to see it. It's on the text message. What my AR pistol looked like. They thought that the hand stop on the front of it made it in a short barrel rifle, an illegal weapon. Well, the ATF said, no, that's not an issue. Actually, that's not a problem. But the SBA 3 brace makes it a short barrel rifle, and they won't return it. But they never charged me with it because they would lose that case. And when you start getting precedent of losing that case, their story falls apart.
Well, and there's also a second piece to it, that not only did they say because it had an SBA 3 brace on it, it's somehow, even though it has a pistol brace on it, it's somehow an SBR. But they also said that because it had a binary trigger on it, that it was a machine gun. Which, by the way, for anyone listening, this is the ATF. Like, some technician at Fat D literally, like they probably wrote up an opinion at some point. A machine gun can't be an SBR, and an SBR can't be a machine gun. Machine guns, their barrel length is not restricted. So, that's ridiculous. I have to point out, though, the pure gangsterness of you getting the FN taken, getting the FN back, and getting a shirt made that has the FN 45. Hold on, I don't want anyone's. That has the 45 right there. I think that's pretty awesome. Did you get that shirt made?
Yes, I had it made by a friend of mine. He has a U.S. Air Force veteran-owned shirt company. He passed away, by the way, but he made that up for me because I would put my ham radio under there in places that it was statutorily prohibited to carry, and I would print, and I would go to the state fair. I would go places with that shirt on where it was statutorily prohibited to see if they would stop me and tried to violate my Fourth Amendment rights to search me for a handgun. And I went to the state fair, and 3 times in one day, as I was walking around the buildings, they followed me. 3 or 4 police officers would follow me 15 feet behind me on the phone. They saw my shirt. They saw the bulge there where the gun would be. And I guess they were on the phone with the prosecutor or somebody, and they left me alone. But you know what happened next year? There are metal detectors now at the state fair. And the OK2A organization is fighting that after they gave everyone the right to keep guns out of these areas. So the state fair already has 8-foot-tall fences, law enforcement officers running metal detectors at the entrance, which is part of House Bill 2645 they passed to stop you from carrying into municipal events. If the city meets those 3 requirements, tall gates, fenced in, law enforcement, cleat officer running the metal detectors, and a walk-through metal detector, they can legally keep you out. Well, I've got videos on my channel where I've been in these parks, open carrying an AR-15 or my CZ Scorpion with no issue, even during events. But now it's illegal because OK2A passed laws that made it illegal. And they'll tell you, no, it expands your carry rights. No, it doesn't. It did not. It only kept in place the ability to conceal carry. When I've got videos of me open carrying, and Picture Perfect as well, he did it with me in these parks. So how did you expand our rights? Well, they didn't. Now, I'm not going to totally kick OK2A to the curb because they have done a lot of good work here in this state. But I think the municipal league has gotten to them, and they don't want open carry in the cities. So anything that has to do with open carry is now getting shut down in Oklahoma due to OK2A and their president not standing up for our rights. But he'll flatly tell you right to your face, oh no, it doesn't ban open carry. We've never banned open carry in the state. Well, I haven't seen him open carry at a parade or an event since that passed. It's a misdemeanor now.
That's horseshit, man. If you want to list one thing that pisses me off more than fucking anything, sorry, I dropped one of my batteries, and Lord knows I got a vape while I have my show. Is these fucking 2A and not to say that this is how OK 2A is or whatever. It's, in my experience, these fucking organizations, and I don't know if I should name the 1 or 2 that I'm thinking of right now because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but there are companies out here that file lawsuits and then they fucking fundraise off of the fact that they've filed lawsuits, but they won't. They'll actually withdraw the suit and they'll use it basically as a fundraising tool, and they won't actually take any action on something. So they'll say they're fighting towards something, but they're really just using it as a tool to garner more revenue. And you can, no matter what, you can file anything. You could file a fucking can of soup, and it's still filing a lawsuit. Just means that you went up there and you literally just filed something. That's it.
Yeah,
right?
And that's it. Anyone can file a lawsuit on anything.
Yeah.
The plaque I showed here that I showed was I was a 2018 Second Amendment Advocate of the Year for OK2A. See if I can get this in here where you can read it. It's kind of hard. But I was a Second Amendment advocate for my work with the legislator, the Oklahoma Senate, and OK2A to try to get our gun laws changed. And there it is, signed by Don Spencer there at the bottom. So when we get these things actually passed into law, and I go out, me and Rick, Picture Perfect, we actually go out and start exercising the rights that we've earned and won in the legislature, they turn their back on me. I'm no longer, supporting the 2A. I'm hurting it more than others. The FUDs come out. The FUDs really come out hard against showing your AR-15 in public.
Dude, even if they say something is legal, if you can't exercise that, it's useless.
Yeah, what good is it? So,
until we normalize shit and have, I'm not saying that I rewinded that and did what he said on YouTube. Yeah, I'm telling you, you can do it. Until it's normal to see people walking down the street with ARs and shit like that. It's what you got there.
Here's an award that I got from the sheriff's office when I worked at the SO for Valor, Award of Valor in 2004, where I worked there. So, I know a lot of law enforcement. I knew a lot of people in the area. I wasn't out trying to break the law or do anything wrong.
What'd you do there?
I was working in the jail, and a riot broke out, and there were only two staff members inside the pod. There was about 90 inmates out, and they went after the inmate, and it was a small female, and I keyed in the back door that was not controlled by central control and went in there to try to shield her from the attacks she was getting. They probably would have killed her. And I got in there and just basically covered her up and grabbed her and rolled her up under me, under a steel table, tried to get under the steel table where these probably 20 or 30 people had a hard time really hurting us till the cavalry arrived. Man. And I got beat up pretty good, but I really think it saved her life or saved her from serious bodily injury, because I walked right in there. And the thing I did too was it was a double door. When I keyed in one and keyed in the other one, I threw my keys on the ground in the vestibule, let the door shut so that the inmates couldn't get my keys to get out. And so I went in there and did that. The rules say you're supposed to wait until you have force on force. If there's 20 inmates fighting, you got to have 20 people go in there. I just went on in.
Yeah, no. Sometimes you just got to jump in it and just figure it out.
Yep.
It's popping off.
Yep.
Paul Bald said, yeah. So I think a lot of people confuse, the term FUD as just old gun owner, right? But FUD is a mentality. FUD is a mindset, and like Bill Ruger was the ultimate FUD. Bill Ruger was the guy that said, the reason that they made those little stupid 10-round rotary mags for the 1022 is because he truly believed that if you needed more than 10 rounds, that you were a criminal. Somebody help me out with what his exact words are. But basically, like, if you need more than 10 rounds, you're up to no good, or some shit like that. Like, I never bought another Ruger product after that.
That's one reason. I think one reason they also discontinued the Ruger Old Army. It's the black powder pistol, and you could buy conversion cartridges. So you could buy the thing off, without a background check. Buy a conversion cartridge and have a 45 long Colt pistol.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I've got two of them. I don't have the conversion cylinders.
Oh, you need that.
Yeah, but
that is eternal. 100%. Goonbeam is right. And if you guys haven't checked out Goonbeam, check out Goonbeam, man. He's good people, and he has an awesome product. I carry it every single day.
Yeah.
So I want to focus on the AR that they took from you. So they took this AR. Well, tell me more about what happened in that moment, right? You are carrying in the park. You're just walking around as, business as usual. And you have heard the recordings of the 911 phone calls. And it's basically like, hey, I don't know if this guy's legal. I don't know if this is okay or not, but this guy's walking around with an AR-15, and I peed my pants, so I called you to check. What happened when they continue with your story? Sorry, I get sidetracked.
Well, the video's on my channel if you want to see exactly what happens, but basically I stand there with my hands out, and the first guy's on the scene. He comes trotting up to me with his gun drawn on me, and I put my hands up. I say, this is a pistol. Here's my license. I'm legal. I'm not out to do any harm. It's an AR pistol. You can check it out. And then, he just held me there till he got more people. They showed up with their guns, and one of them took it from me and was holding it. And they said, this is a pistol. Yes, it is. They didn't believe me, so they Googled it. It was a CMMG Banshee, and it was a pistol, 9mm. And they had to Google it on their phones, and you'll see them doing that. And they're like, oh my God, it is. It's a pistol. And I said, it's a pistol. They wanted my information. I didn't really want to give it to them, but I did at the end because we made inroads with that department in Edmond. Me and Don Spencer actually went to the department and talked to them about how are you going to encounter every person walking down the street with a gun or whatever, So they changed their policy in how to deal with it. If you're not breaking the law, they're not going to do anything but be in the area. So they disarmed me. You have to. It was illegal what they did. What they did by disarming me without breaking the law, doing anything. And that's what we talked to the Edmond Police Department about. Don Spencer brought the law and showed him, and we had a meeting, lasted about 45 minutes. And, that was part of educating Oklahoma and some of the law enforcement in the area about how to deal with open carry of rifles in public when it comes down to it. So it did help. It made some inroads. But now it's to the point, if you do it out in public, you're not going to have any trouble from the police. It's going to be the phone calls coming in. And you better videotape yourself. You better video record what's going on. Otherwise, you're going to get what happened to my buddy Picture Perfect when he walked around the park doing everything legal, and someone calls in and lies and said, you're pointing it at people. Prove it's wrong. So they come, and they shoot him with the pepper balls, take his gun, and basically they were trying to get him on felony counts of pointing. And they never went through. And then they couldn't get into his phone. We don't think they were able to access his videos in the phone because they couldn't get in it. They actually had warrants to get in it. You have 10 days to serve that warrant and make it happen. Well, they didn't care about the timeline. So 10 days came and went, and they still tried to get him to get his phone to get into it. I don't think they ever did. So he's got videos on his phone of what went down and what happened. And that's what happened to him. And they still have one of my phones. I can't get it back. They're trying to implicate everybody who goes out and videotapes himself exercising their rights as a collective group, that we're like I don't know. We're not. We're just all out on our own exercising rights.
Yeah.
If you take just your phone, a regular phone, walk into a city hall and just start filming just the building, or a police lobby or anything, just innocuously filming, they will lose their shit. They can't deal with you exercising your First Amendment or Second Amendment rights. They've got to ID you. They've got to, tell you to stop filming. They've got to become the authoritative person just because you're exercising your rights, and they can't seem to let that go. And this is all over the country with the filming.
Yes.
And there are people who have won large lawsuits over it too. I've been beat up. I've been jumped on. I've been put in handcuffs. Me and Picture Perfect were filming in a library, and we left. We were there an hour, and then we left and walked down the road, and we get swarmed by Tulsa police who come and arrest us. And all they did is called a catch and release. They arrested us, took us down to the jail, and booked us in, and then released us. No charges. They just wanted to know who we were because we refused to ID on the street. So,
which is completely legal.
Yeah. So it's very interesting. I guess John Crump said that he knew about my AR case with the ATF 2 years ago, but didn't know who I was because they redacted my name. Now, if I committed a crime, I don't think they would have redacted my name. My name was not allowed to go out because they didn't charge me and they knew I had not broken the law. So that's one thing there. And finally, I may have been this live stream here when I was talking about it, and John Crump read it, and he said, Timothy Harper, get a hold of me now.
Yeah.
And we did. So he's working on that behind the scenes, and hopefully we're going to have my name versus ATF on it here pretty soon. I'm hoping.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And that's the exciting thing, man, is that like we can take things like this, things that have happened that, we could say they're bad events, events that like your boy got pepperballed and fucking, jumped on the ground, and it's terrible, right? Like what's happened to you on several different occasions is terrible. Now, what most people would say is But yeah, dude, you were walking around with an AR-15 in this day and age when bad shit happens, like like that. But um, they don't understand uh, the rights that were given to us by God. They're are protected by the Constitution. They're protected by the Constitution of our states, and most people don't understand their state laws, let alone federal law. But we can actually take those events that have happened and do some positive things with them. And I know John Crump is going to be able to help. And I would not be surprised if your AR is released to you soon, very soon, um, because they're still holding on to it. The ATF still has your AR to this day, right?
Yes, over 3 years later. And I basically laid low. I didn't say anything. I kept it quiet because they have 3 years to charge you. So I let that 3 year time period pass. Laid low. I've been low over it so that, I mean, I know that police have in the past, when I worked at the sheriff's department, I heard this. Yeah, I know he'll beat the charge, but it's called a guilty or a pissing off the police, guilty of pissing off the police. You piss them up, they're going to take you to jail for something. So they could do that. They could charge me, make me get a lawyer, post bond, uh, have to come to court for 2 years, and then drop the charges. They did that to me on another felony case in Oklahoma where I just walked in a restaurant going to have lunch with my buddy. I had an AR-15 with me, and I go there and I leave with no issue. But somebody took pictures of me, and it found its way on Facebook. And then before you know it, it was on the news. And I had been to 4 restaurants before that with no issue whatsoever. Well, Oklahoma City police had had enough, and they wanted to make an example out of me. So they arrested me, charged me with $100,000 cash bail. They put a stipulation on me this long of all the things I could not do while out on bail. I could not post on social media. I could not even go to a gun store. Now, I was free to travel the whole world. I had nothing that restricted me from where I could go, but I couldn't go in a gun store. I couldn't attend gun events. I couldn't speak at any events. I couldn't speak. I had an ankle monitor on. What else? They had some crazy, really crazy bond stipulations on me. $100,000 cash bail. They didn't want to let me out. At least at that point, my attorney proved that was unconstitutional. That's a $2,500 bail schedule, and you've got him on a $100,000 cash bail. What they did is they shopped around to an anti-gun judge and got that. The city of Oklahoma City did that, and I had done nothing really wrong.
Mm.
So,
Corn Pop has a good question. How is it legal? Did they keep you from your First Amendment rights? It's not. It's not legal.
It's not.
Everything that they're doing here is illegal. What they're using that this is like antisocial behavior to, carry an AR in public. Mm-hmm. But they're not focusing on the fact that it's legal. Now, the ATF taking your AR and saying that it is a machine gun and or an SBR is total horseshit. Did you get any documentation of how
not
they came
about that? I was sent a packet that I had to fill out and request to keep the gun because I could have forfeited it or keep it. And I said I want to keep it, and I paid a $250 fee and sent that back to them. They have documented.
Hold on, I'm sorry. You had to pay a $250 fee to keep your property?
Yeah. Yes, and I did.
They could have registered it as an SBR and $50 over.
So hopefully we get that back. And I also had an attorney friend of mine contact them and tell them that this gun is subject to litigation. Do not destroy it because my 3-year time period had passed. And so they have that on their file. I talked to the agent in charge of it. And basically now, though, it's in the U.S. Attorney's Office hands. Now, the 3 years has elapsed, so they can't charge me.
So no matter what, they can't charge you?
Cannot charge me, but they won't return it.
Okay.
So we got to go into litigation over it because it's classified by their technology branch as an SBR and a machine gun.
Which, just so you guys know, that's the Fat D. Okay. Now, I want you to take a moment Did they give you a tax stamp? That's what I said. That's $50 more than what a tax stamp costs. Jesus, just to keep your own property, like that's crazy.
Yep.
What's up, Faith? Good to see you. So it boggles my mind that it's like option one is to, waive your right and abandon your property, right? Or
Mhm.
option two is to pay $250 to keep your property that they illegally took from you, and that they erroneously identified as an SBR and a machine gun, which is impossible, but that's okay. Uh,
Yep.
they later on said, "Oh, we don't believe that it's a machine gun, but we still believe it's an SBR."
If anybody else had had their gun confiscated by them, you'd already have it back. But it's me because it's me, and because I have brought so much attention to the fact you can carry an AR pistol in public here. And my buddy Picture Perfect, they're trying to make an example of me and punish me. Picture Perfect, he's got a YouTube channel. It's got the little guy with the hair on fire, a little cartoon character. Go subscribe to him. He's got great videos. He has internal documents, internal emails from the Tulsa Police Department stating my gun is lawful. They I guess were in contact with the ATF and they were, oh, we're so sad. Damn it. We thought we could get Hubbard and Harper on illegal guns. But no, they said my gun was lawful and legal. So we've got that. And I've got that documentation. Well, Picture Perfect does, the emails that were basically sent to him from inside the Tulsa PD by an anonymous person.
Damn, that's
Because
crazy.
he's pretty well known up in Tulsa in that area as well. I'm known here and throughout the state. I've carried in most major cities here. And some of the small towns are the ones that get the most riled up too. Oklahoma City has basically acknowledged I can carry anywhere I want to in that city without an issue. Yet I still have scanner traffic of them acknowledging who I am while I'm lawfully carrying by a lake. Yet they still stop me and confront me with their rifles, and they know that I'm not breaking the law. Yet they still want to stop and harass.
Well, they want to mess with you. They want to cause problems, but they also want to have it documented somewhere that they came in, had an interaction with you because of the potential liability of them saying, "Oh, that's just a dude with an AR." We deal with
I understand that.
You know?
I do. They should check it out. If people are concerned about something, you can't just really turn your back on it. Go check it out. If you're awful, go leave us alone. Rick has it to the point in Tulsa when he walks around, they drive by and just keep going.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it should be, honestly. I mean, if there were, so I'll give you an example. We were, me and another guy were hunting on private property, okay? And we both have ARs slung on our chest, but he actually had his on his back. He's old school. I had mine slung on my chest, 2-point sling, hold tight. It's a Viking tactical sling, y'all. It's one of the best slings that exist. I'm just saying that right now. So I had it, pulled tight to my chest to where, when you need it, you just, pull the ripcord and then it adjusts to your.
Yeah, I've got some like that.
Yeah. And we saw a police car from a distance. We saw a police car drive by, and then we were like, "Oh, that's weird." And we were literally going to start stalking. We were in a blind, and we were going to start stalking. And then we see it go back the other way, turn around, and then go back. And it's like, okay, he's looking for someone. We just fired a few rounds, like 5 or 6 rounds, because I couldn't hit a deer. I hit him, but it wasn't fatal. It's a long story. Anyway, like he must be here because there was gunfire. Somebody called for the gunfire.
Yeah.
So we walk up to the fence line, but we're on private property. We are both clearly armed. We both have sidearms. We both have long guns on us, and the cop basically pulled up, rolled down the window, said, "How y'all doing?" We said, "Good. We're hunting." And he was like, "Oh, okay, no problem. Y'all have a good day." And he rolled out. Because in that circumstance, seeing somebody on private property where we're like strapped up. Like he could have gotten out the car, told us to come around, inspected our firearms, looked at all that shit. But he didn't. I think that this day and age where firearms are these terrifying things that, to most people that are getting just programmed by the mainstream media, that's all they see it as. So
I've got some videos on my channel like that where I get called in on and the officers just encounter, make a real quick contact. Yeah, everything's good. And they're on their way. They're out of there. Leave me alone. I walked 7 miles in Oklahoma City one time, from Oklahoma City through Del City to Midwest City, and encountered officers along the whole way. Every time I changed the city property lines, I cross into it. Well, somebody else would call, and that department would come out. So I had one encounter where it was great, no problem. He just looks up and says, "Yeah, hey, I'm a Class 3 dealer." The officer did. And he says, "You got an AR pistol there with a brace. No problem. You have a good day."
Nice.
Road. And then in Midwest City, the next city over, somebody called and the police show up and they want to run my license. They want to run my handgun license. They want to inspect my gun. They want to know where I'm coming from, where I'm going. Just each one does it differently. And that made the news too. Every time I'd carry, we'd make the news. We had our local Moms Demand Actions chapter get mad and come on the news. Because me and Rick Hubbard carried through one of the most uppity places in Oklahoma City, just walking down the street in Nichols Hills, where they have the $1 million mansions. And we pulled some of the 911 calls, and they're just hilarious. These calls are excellent. I mean, the guy just can't get beside himself that the police won't stop us, won't do anything. The police they drove by. They checked us out. It was good, and they were just in the area of Nichols Hills, and they did great. But the citizenry, oh my God!
Oh no, they can't handle that shit. There was one. There's actually a pretty famous phone call that just took place in Virginia, where on Memorial Day, I think it was, there was a guy riding a motorcycle, open carrying a Sig 320 that was like hand painted. It was a little shitty paint job, but it was hand painted as an American flag, right? And this lady follows him for miles, and she's like, I now where like the area that like me, John Crump, he's a little further out, but like the 40-50 mile areas, like area radius, like guns are not rare out here, right? Like we have one of the largest gun shows in the United States in this area. Like guns are not rare in this area, but it's also kind of in the middle of an area where it's like all freaking data center geeks and like uppity ass people, like you said, and it's kind of this like this intersection of like normal people and just uppity ass motherfuckers that don't understand firearms or anything at all. And this lady calls in and she's like, "There's a guy on a motorcycle with a gun." That's all she said, right? And the lady's like, "Okay, ma'am, is he holding the gun? Is he pointing the gun?" Well, no, it's in a holster, but it's really weird. It's painted like an American flag. Like I don't know. Does that mean something? It's like, oh my God, dude, are you serious?
No.
Like,
when my buddy Rick, Picture Perfect, when they called in on him, the lady that supposedly reported it walked over to the fire department and made her phone call anonymously from the fire department phone. So we're kind of wondering, is that really a citizen calling in, or was it somebody that wanted to get him?
Yeah.
Somebody, and I was reading about the Sullivan Law that went into effect in New York City in 1911. And Timothy Sullivan, when he got that voted in so that you couldn't carry guns on the street, basically a lot of the talk of the day was that was going to be used to target his enemies, that the police, his friends in the New York City police,
Yeah.
could put throwdown weapons on people he wanted out of his way. So, it was being used not for public safety, but to get rid of people, get them charged with felonies and get them gone out of New York City because they throw a gun down on them. Hey, we found him with this gun on him. So they charge them, and back then, it's your word against the police.
Yeah. There weren't exactly body cams back then.
Yep.
And now we can wear fucking body cams,
Yeah, we can, and you should. I've got several of them. I was going to tell you, too, when I was arrested for carrying in a restaurant, I'd been through 3 or 4 restaurants. One of them, I was sitting there eating my food. Somebody called in on me, and the police show up, Oklahoma City PD. It's in a Chinese buffet, and they come and they observe me for a little bit. They just watch. They talk to the manager. The manager said, no, he's no problem. We don't mind him being here. He's not an issue. And he came and apologized to me. He apologized for the police call on him from a customer. I said, man, don't worry. It's unusual. I know you did nothing wrong. Thank you for backing me up. And Picture Perfect Rick was there. He was there as well. He saw that happen. And, we were sitting there eating. And, yeah, he's Picture Perfect.
He said, the fireman called in, not her. She told the fireman that I pointed it. So he called with hearsay info. Wow. That's crazy. Shout out to Picture Perfect. There's your little cartoon with the head on fire, like you said.
He's got some great videos. You guys need to go watch his channel.
Yeah, go ahead and subscribe to Picture Perfect, and also subscribe to Timothy Harper. Guys, they got a lot more fucking subs than I do. I'll tell you that. So, do you want to play the video of you?
One of the best ones is the McLeod Police Department. Where I'm just walking down the street. I'm on the sidewalk just walking the city, and they approach me and, well, you can't, what's your business here? Well, I don't have business at the police department. I'm just walking around. Well, you can't be in front of the police department. You need to leave. Well, I wasn't really staying here, but since you want to make a point, I sit there and argued with them for a while and got them to leave. And then the comments of the man after they all leave and I'm walking off, man, I can't believe you did that. They've been bullying people here for 30 years, and you stood up to them. That's a good one. Any one you want to play is a good video. I don't have the one. I didn't send you the Harper Park one. That's one they can go to the channel and look at. See which one you want to do. McLeod PD with 2 officers, a black man and a Hispanic-looking male, 2 of them. That's a real good video. And it takes about a minute or 2 to get rolling in the video, because I am just walking around. And if you go to do this stuff, you need to start recording before you step out of your car or before you interact with anyone, because they're going to say you did something. We got to prove you didn't.
Yeah.
And I think I see McLeod.
I thought you were a freaking one of those prawn bots, man. I was about to nuke you. You're yeah, sorry. He's good. Don't nuke him. Hang on. So I'm gonna share screen real quick, and I'll go to Harper. Okay, so this one is a lot of guns drawn on me for peacefully walking on the. Is that one of the ones?
Yeah, that's one of them, and that's the one where we have radio traffic before they ever intercepted me. They knew who I was and knew I was okay and that I was carrying lawfully. But they still want to do this.
It's got 155,000 views. Let's take a look. Let's take a little looky-loo.
Okay.
It doesn't. It may come across as a copyright.
Play is back under the video.
Hang on. Let me see what I can do.
Dealing with the commercial.
Well, if it's on your channel, you may get an alert that says this person is using your copyrighted shit from your channel. You can give permission. You can say like, no, it's okay.
Okay, yeah, I got my phone right here if I need to do anything like that.
It'll probably come like after the stream or something, but
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave my gun in the car here. There's a lot of break-ins happening here.
so I didn't want to leave it in there for someone to get their
I
hands on.
understand. I'm just letting you know. Obviously, you did this for a reason. You want to evoke some kind of response.
No, I'd rather there be no response. I'd rather people just
understand
be
that,
like,
but listen,
you know, it's legal and the legal opportunity to fly in a kite here.
Are you going to let me speak to you for a second?
Well, I don't
I
really
understand
need
that
to.
you're right. I don't have a problem with it. What I'm saying is, common sense dictates we have little kids around. They're all concerned about you walking with a shotgun on your shoulder and a handgun up to your front. That's all I'm saying. Okay?
Yeah,
So we have to check
it's
it
not
out
the
behind
police we have a problem with, except he's unholstered there. As you know, I'm.
Okay. I'm sorry. I had to stop it for a second. Homie is unholstered at a not a little ready, right? It's like he's thugging it out. It's just down by his side.
And the guy in the background has an AR-15.
That is some shit right there. Like the dude is looking at you like the vibe and energy that I'm getting from him is do something, bitch. I fucking dare you.
Well, listen what I tell him to do.
Wow. All right, hang on. Sorry, it always takes me a second because I got to toggle mute so it doesn't echo back to my computer. But hang tight.
I'm not breaking the law. You go ahead and put it up. That's fine. I'm not touching mine. There's no break. And you got the guy with the AR there, which I carry ARs too. It's lawful. I mean, fine. I could carry a gun just like that. So when the citizens start learning that, you know, it's no big deal.
But the thing is they don't have to learn. They're going to be concerned because you're at a park with kids.
And they can call the police anytime they want to. And then you can let them know that there's no violation of the law. I'm just walking around. And I didn't want to leave my gun in the car because there's break-ins. All right. Oh, I don't know that guy.
All we know is we have to respond because
you do
people
have
are
to.
concerned.
Yeah, you have to respond, and that's fine.
A little common sense goes on.
Well, you two guys, thank you for respecting my rights. I'm going to walk, and y'all have a good day. I want to go see what kind of ARs y'all guys are carrying, because I would like to know the make of them. See all the cars in the back?
Yeah. Dude, it's kind of crazy that like I understand like okay, like let's talk about this for a second. I understand that they've deemed you to like not be a problem at that point, okay? But how tactically freaking retarded is it? Sorry, I'm not allowed to say that word. But like how stupid is it from a tactical standpoint for the police to turn around and turn their back to somebody that they know for certain is armed, and they're giving the advantage to you. Obviously, I don't believe you would ever do something like that, but like, you're stupid. Like, I don't give if I'm, man, I'm just blown away that they're like, oh, I don't want you to see the make of my AR, so I'm going to turn my back to somebody that's armed. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that and you know, we get the 911 calls for that and listen to them talking to each other about it. They knew I was not breaking the law before they ever showed up there.
Yeah.
I was just carrying a single shot shotgun, just one of those Hatfield Walmart shotguns.
Really?
I had it slung over my shoulder behind me, just behind me.
Jesus, man, what happened to the days like when my dad was growing up, like at school in Virginia, at school, kids would have their long guns. Like kids that were under the age of 18 in high school would have their long guns in their racks at school in their trucks.
Mm-hmm. You know what happened to that, right? You can thank Joe Biden and his 1,000-foot no gun zone around schools. You can't bring unlicensed guns within 1,000 feet of a school now because of his 1994 omnibus crime bill.
Hold on, so that was part of the 94?
It was another bill.
So it wasn't the Brady bill, it was a different one.
Yeah, I forget exactly which one. But Joe Biden is responsible for that 1,000-foot, well, him and a bunch of other people. You can't carry an unlicensed gun, a rifle, shotgun within 1,000 feet of a school. Now, if you have your SDA license, you're allowed to carry your guns within 1,000 feet of school. Or if you live within 1,000 feet, you can have your AR at your house. but don't be driving down the road with one if you're not licensed. So that's one thing you got to watch out for too. If you start doing open carry walks, you better know where you can and can't carry. That's a federal law.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you live within 1,000 feet, you can be in your car, in your house. I mean, you're allowed that. But if you have your SDA permit, your handgun license, then you're licensed, and they grandfathered all firearms into it. So that's a Joe Biden thing right there.
Damn, I didn't know that was part of all the shit that they passed in '94.
Yep.
I remember in '04, like I started getting into guns when I guess, probably right around then, and I was kind of, like just getting into guns at that point, and man, them thinking that changing threaded barrels, bayonet lugs, and collapsible stock makes an impact on violent crime, they're fucking totally missing the mark.
Yep.
When I was in high school, they put them in their lockers at my school. Wow, that is crazy. Except in courthouse or TSA checkpoint, I carry everywhere. So here's a funny thing. So I'll go on record saying that when I go and I see signs at banks, at stores, at now granted I'm concealed carry, right? I'm carrying appendix inside the waistband. Usually carry a 43X with 20+1 in it, and then I'll have another 15-round mag on the side, and then I'll have a knife and a flashlight and some hot sauce and pepper spray, and I'll usually carry a tack knife for all you ladies and gentlemen out there. Tack knife. There's a sale going on at Tack Knife. So if you go to Tack Knife USA, then you can actually get one of these sick ass fucking OTF knives. Swear to God, these are like Microtech quality for like a quarter of the price. They're crazy. But anyway, so I will literally walk right past the signs. I just openly fucking break the law. Now, the signs aren't law, right? The signs are the private properties.
They're a request.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like going into like banks, the post office, like I feel like those types of places are going to be the most likely places that they'll be needed, right?
The post office is federally illegal to carry there. Now, a bank is not. I've carried into banks before and made videos about it. Banks are open season now. If they don't want you to carry in there, they'll have their little stupid sign. But I've carried at Bank of Oklahoma, open carried there before, and made a video. Then you know what they had a problem with? Me making a video. No video photography allowed in the bank. So I had to cut the video real short. And then the lady behind the counter wanted to put a strike on it because it had her image in there. The video's not on my channel anymore.
The bank thing is a Virginia state law. That's what it is. It's when you get issued a permit. And shout out to 1776 Supply Co. that's in chat. They love Bob. 1776 Supply Co. loves Bob, and Bob loves them. So when you get your permit, they give you a list of the places that you're not allowed to carry. Did you know that you are not allowed to carry in a church in the state of Virginia unless you have permission from the pastor, the church, or the property owner? Like, that's ridiculous, man. I still carry when I went to church. I still carry, and there's some other things for that too.
You remember what happened in Sutherland Springs, Texas?
Yeah.
When they had the guy go AR shooting in there, and Stephen Williford came out and shot him dead.
Yeah. Well, so he may have also ended his bleeding out a little early himself. They haven't actually come out and said, which I'm surprised about that, but we're going to be having Stephen Williford on the show.
Good.
And that's going to be fucking awesome. I'm pumped about that. And
here's what I carry a lot right here. I carry this sometimes in a holster on my belt, And then I have this walking stick because all old veterans need walking sticks, and it fits right on there. And I control 8 feet around me in a circle.
Oh yeah, that's the Cold Steel Bushman.
Bushman, yeah.
Bushman and Bushmaster.
Yeah, and I really like it. It's sharp.
Yeah.
It is really sharp right out of the box, and you can throw it as a spear. You can carry it as a knife. If you lose it, you haven't lost but $20.
Yeah, they're super cheap.
Yeah,
and they got great sheaths that come with it, and I mean, it's a super inexpensive knife, but it's really high quality. It is
good. Mine takes a lot of abuse.
Yeah, you can literally beat the piss out of it and baton through wood with it. Like it's
yeah, and it's $20. So if you do destroy it, it's not hard to replace.
Yeah, BB Luminous. I control well over 8 fucking feet. Yeah, I guess with an AR and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah. What's it? The Plug Master. Yeah.
Oh, you want to see what I carry?
What's that?
Let's get the light in here where you can read it.
460 Roland.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's my large. Yeah, I converted my FNX tactical. That's my large handgun.
I was always curious. How much does it cost to convert an FN45 to 460 Roland?
I think it was about $250, $275, something like that.
That's it?
Yeah, and they give you the compensator on the barrel.
Yeah.
They pin it. Well, you can unscrew it, and they ream out the chamber and they replace some springs. They give you extra springs. Well, I guess you keep your 45 springs, but you get your other springs, the 24-pound springs for the extra recoil. And they give you some springs for your magazine, which I bought extra ones because I usually carry 4 magazines on me and 1 in the gun. And I bought 20-round magazines for the FNX Tactical. So I can carry 20 rounds of 460 Roland, 21 with 1 in the pike.
Man, I'm pretty sure that's like what, over 900 foot-pounds out of the FN45 tactical.
Yeah, some of them are coming close to 1,000 foot-pounds of power. This one here I carry is the 290 grain Whisper, and that's for the subsonic rounds. It's a 290 grain 45, and it's subsonic. So they don't unload the powder; they just keep adding weight to the bullet.
Yeah.
So it still has that much energy, but it's moving just under the speed of sound. So it's an excellent for suppressors.
Nice.
And the kick, it doesn't recoil too bad. It's not bad at all. Both rounds, especially with the compensator.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, dude. I've been tempted to do the 460 Roland. I don't know, man. I am building, I guess, I kind of dubbed it the Noisy Cricket. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry. I kind of dubbed it the Noisy Cricket. I hope that 290 grain is some sonic launching whales out of that muzzle. It basically is. That's
elephants, yeah.
Yeah, 300 grains of fucking fury.
How did the handgun you carry around?
I'm building with the help actually of 1776, I'm building a Glock 33, which is the Glock 26 size. Too Many Choices is going to say it's the Glock 27 size, but it's the Glock 26 subcompact size in 357 SIG. And, usually you're pushing 1,350 feet per second. Sometimes, depending on what you're shooting, maybe 1,550 feet per second. But it's a shorter barrel, smaller barrel. There are rounds, and I've sent some screenshots to some folks out there. There are rounds that are pushing 2,300 feet per second. You can literally blow through soft armor with it, with a backup gun, with a fucking ankle gun. You can blow through soft armor with it. And I bet, I'm going to do some testing with it, I bet I could set it up to, tinker with some things and maybe get through level 3 hard armor with a Glock 33.
That would be incredible. That'd be great.
I think
What do
if I, yeah, no dark. It's a Glock 27 size. I know he's in love with 40 cal. It's a thing we go back and forth and joke about it all the time.
Well, 40 cal's no slouch. I mean, people want to discount it, but still, it'll get the job done very well. I've got one.
No, it's stupid. It's a stupid. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
Yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't want to be shot by it. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't.
I got a 40 caliber Glock off Gun Broker, and I got it for $235, and it was almost in new condition because Illinois State Police had sold them off to somebody, and he was selling them off on Gun Broker. So I picked one up, $235 in brand new condition. But it was 40 caliber. It was 40 cal.
Is it a Gen 3 or Gen 2 or?
I think Gen 3, 20 22. And I keep that in my go bag. I mean, a $235 Glock that I didn't have scratches or anything on it. No wear marks, hardly any on the barrel at all.
Dude,
it's probably owned by a detective.
I'm all about that. Oh, what the fuck? Too Many Choices has a Glock 33. Okay, 1776. Cancel that shit. I can't build it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. No, I agree. It is really cool. And honestly, what I'm most excited about is, I know it's stupid, but the slide is going to be, marked 357, and the magazines are marked 357. And honestly, some of my favorite Glocks that I have, like for the factory Glocks, are the ones I bought, like, secondhand trade-ins that are Gen 2 19s, Gen 2 17s, older Glocks. I love them. And I ended up selling a couple of the old Gen 2 17s foolishly, and I came across one that is sitting at a local shop right now for $300, and it's there right now. I'm like, shit, that's a hell of a deal.
I put my Glock 22 in my go bag, my chest rig, and I take it kayaking. I'll expose it to water. I'll expose it to camping, this and that stuff. So if I want a gun to beat up, it's the perfect one for that.
Yeah, I have firearms are great to be the ones to beat up. They don't deserve much.
Honestly, it has almost the same muzzle energy as my 45. Yeah, it'll work. I mean, you don't really care what the caliber is when it hits you because it's still going to hurt. It's still going to knock you down.
Oh yes. Yeah, and I mean, shot placement is so important, right? Like, shot placement is everything.
You got to look at where 40 caliber came from. All it is a 10 millimeter light. 10 millimeter is a great cartridge.
Yeah.
All they did was lower the power so people can handle it, the females and whatever. So don't discount it because it's not the coolest thing out there anymore. But it'll put the hurt on something.
I mean, honestly, like most of the 10 millimeter that's on the market is underpowered, underloaded.
Yes,
probably for cost reasons, but it's probably performing very similarly to a 40 cal.
A good 40 cal, yeah. Get it from Underwood, somewhere like Underwood or one of the boutique loaders. They make a little better cartridge. Where you can get 460 from Underwood and Buffalo Bore as well.
That's how I just said, Buffalo Bore. That's good shit.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, man. I had a Smith & Wesson 1006 that I had for the longest time, and it was like the coolest 10 millimeter. And foolishly I sold that. Back when I was younger, I would get guns, get bored with them, and sell them. And it's so stupid. Like there came a time where I was like, you know what? I'm never selling another gun again. And since then, I've acquired 2 gun safes here, just full of shit. 2 dozen 9mm Glocks. Who needs 2 dozen 9mm Glocks? Well, I guess it's not a bill of needs, right? But
Yeah, that's right. Have you ever heard of the Mgi Hydra? The AR rifle called the Mgi Hydra. I've got 2 of them. It has a detachable magwell, so you can remove the magwell and slide in another magwell for AK magazines or 9mm stick magazines, Plus, it has a quick detachable barrel setup. So you can go from any caliber to another caliber in just seconds with the same gun. Mgi Hydra, and if you want to just Google it, Wyndham Weapon bought the patent. They're going to be making it now. It's the MCS, multi-caliber system. And I've got an AR and a pistol set up with my Hydra, 2 different guns. I ran across the upper of one of them at a pawn shop. Nobody knew what it was, so I grabbed it. And then 3 years later, I find a lower for it on tax swap and buy it from a guy.
Dude, I had no idea about those. That's I know, like, probably back, like, I don't know, damn near 10 years ago. I may be off with my timing, but SIG, I have a old 10.5-inch SIG 5.56 SBR. It's the SWAT of the 5.5X series, and they came out with the 5.56 XI, which is a platform. Same thing. You can do a quick change of the barrels, 300 blackout, 5.56, 7.62 by 39. But I don't know. I already had the other 5.56, and I never kind of got into it. But yeah, who knew a trans gun would be so rare and pricey? So how much do those run for?
The MGIs?
Yeah.
I think they're. I've seen them on Gunbroker for $1,200, $1,200 or so, and I think they're almost $3,000 for the complete setup with the extra lowers, extra barrels, extra bolts, and magazines and some other parts to go with it. But you're getting 3 or 4 calibers right off the bat for $3,000.
Yeah.
And it takes like K mags. They click right in like an AK mag. But it's cool. It has the release, the magazine release, like an AR-15.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can depress it with your finger and drop the mag and click it back in.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is an interesting gun. And when I was able to buy the lower, just a strip lower off tax swap, I said, man, I'm going to make that a pistol. Because you can't take a rifle and make it a pistol. So they won't let you do that. So many stupid little rules. I've been at gun shows before. I went to a gun show here in Oklahoma City, in Tulsa, really, called the Wanamaker Gun Show. It's one of the largest in America, too. It's got 4,000, 5,000 tables, and it's a huge gun show. And I was at an accessory booth just looking at stuff, trying to find what I want, and this guy pulls out an AR pistol, and he just bought it there at the show, and he's looking for accessories. So he's looking at a vertical foregrip. And he sizes it, he puts it on, and he's going to buy it. He's got his money out, and he's going to buy it. And the girl behind the counter is going to sell it to him, and didn't tell him anything that's going to make that an illegal gun. I let him know. I said, hey, man, I just want to let you know that if you put that foregrip on that vertical foregrip on that gun, you're committing a felony, and you could get charged federally for it. So I'm not telling you what to do. Just be armed with that knowledge. And then the girl selling it behind the counter called her husband or whoever over, and he verified that. She didn't even know she was going to sell it to him.
See,
and there's so many stupid gun laws like that.
I was wondering if she was doing it on purpose and didn't care, right? Like, I thought you were going to say she was like, why the hell are you going to ruin my sale, man?
Yeah.
But, like, there's a lot of kind of, like, lore out there where people are under the impression that, like, vertical grip means 90 degrees. So if I get this forward slanting grip, that's going to match. Guys, if it is a grip, if it is clearly a grip, if its only function is a grip, if it's not like a magazine holder or a hand stop, or they will fuck you. Or it's highly likely that they'll fuck you. Now,
That's what they tried to do to me. They used the hand stop as the excuse to turn it over to the ATF. And actually, Tulsa thought it was a foregrip, but it was a hand stop. The ATF gets it, and they said, well, we really don't know. We're sending it to technology. And technology said, well, there's nothing wrong with that foregrip, but it's the brace in the back that's the problem. And how many SBA 3 braces are on AR pistols? Millions of them.
Dude, we are on the way right now to originally we were looking at August for them to drop the new ruling on pistol braces. Now they're pushing it. They're saying they're pushing it to December. Personally, I don't know if they're going to be able to even do that with the new Supreme Court ruling with Bruin.
Yeah, I know.
I think they're still going to pull it off, though. I mean, it's clear, like from looking at some stuff on the back end with John Crump, and I mean, it looks like they are 100% queued up to go, and that they are intentionally propping up the e-file system for Form 4s and Form 1s and all that shit, because they're going to offer free tax stamps to register your AR pistol or AK pistol or whatever the fuck as an SBR for free. And a lot of people are going to be like, well, oh shit, now I don't have to pay a $200 tax stamp. Now I can get it for free. And all I have to do is put it on a registry in which it would live forever until petitioned to be removed from the NFA for whatever reason, right? But you got to prove it. You have to actually prove, the firearms, alcohol, tobacco, or fucking technology division. I don't fucking remember, but it's some shit like that.
It's in Martinsville, West Virginia.
Martinsburg.
Martinsburg, yes, Berg.
244 Needy Road, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Right. Yep.
Just in case any guys out there are curious.
Yep.
NFA branch.
I'd like to have my name on one of the lawsuits against the ATF on this. So maybe that's what we're going to get done. I'm hoping John's working on that for me, like he said, behind the scenes. So, I'm just going to hand it over to them. They can take it and run, because it's been 3 years since I've been denied my property.
Yep. Yeah, I personally, I'm at the point now where I feel like, you know what, fuck it, I'll say it. So, I've never really been the type, I've open carried, here and there, right? But I've never been the type to, like, just, throw on, like, a fucking plate carrier, an AR, and a fire rig, and, my boots, and just, like, go out there, right? If I'm at, like, when I used to work at a gun shop, I would open carry because the gun shop requested that we open carried, because it's kind of a deterrent.
That's the climate. That's the atmosphere at the gun shop.
Yeah, that's appropriate, right? And everyone in the parking lot, when we came out, would be like, oh, it's just dudes from the gun shop. We came out, we're all carrying a long gun, and we're all open carrying a handgun, and they're all like, whatever, we're next to a gun shop, right? Yep. And it's next to, like, restaurants and other shit, so, like, some people would be like, oh, and then realize that it was a gun shop. But, like, at a gun show, I'd go to a gun show, and if I was, like, trying to sell or trade something, I would just open carry the motherfucker and walk around with it on my chest. And that's not, that's not me, like, auditing or anything like that, right?
Well, yeah. I've seen people walk out with rifles and handguns in their hands, walking to their car from the gun show, and technically they're committing a crime in Oklahoma. But, they're not going to get prosecuted for it there. Nobody's going to say anything.
Dude, I was literally at the point the other day, I'd say 2 weeks ago, where I was like, I am so fucking over every single overreach. I am so over the overreach with the 80% receivers. Privately home-built firearms is something that is really important to me. It's something that will always be important to me. I will never stop. I know I show it all the time, but I will never fucking stop building. I got a bookshelf of fucking 80%ers, and already another 24 that are all put together. I'm never going to stop building guns, even if I have to transition to fucking cutting up stocks and building pipe shotguns. Like, I'm never going to stop. And it's just limited to creativity at that point.
How about that homemade shotgun in Japan? He had electrical primers in it, electrical ignition, because primers can't be had over there.
There's a guy, Suckboy Tony, shout out to Suckboy Tony. That's been, like, his whole thing. He is known in the 3D printing community as the guy that builds rifles with electrical, like, his triggers are buttons, right? Yes. And they ignite black powder, and boom. that is the exact setup that this guy had, but he loaded it like a shotgun, as opposed to one single projectile.
Yeah.
And Suckboy Tony was actually referenced um, when they mentioned the guy's name and firearm and shit like that, and they were actually kind of trying to blame it on the U.S. and our gun culture. But that's the thing, like the culture of guns. They keep saying like the culture of guns. This this is this is just a tool. It's not the tool. It's not the only tool. It is a tool that is to be used for the preservation of life. Right? It will always anything that can be used for preservation of life can also be used as evil. Anything from vehicles to fucking fire to gasoline to knives to anything. Like I watched probably one of the most terrible mass killing videos I've ever seen in my life, where a guy walked into a school with a hatchet. Okay, I have never seen a human being whipped around like a rag doll to this. I mean, it was brutal and disgusting. And the guy was smiling while he was doing it as he put his heel on this poor girl's head to remove his hatchet from the base of her fucking skull. Right? Like they can do whatever they want to guns. You cannot legislate against evil. And the shootings, the events, the evil, whatever you want to call it, they all end, and not all, they almost all end the same way. The fucking bad guy eats a bullet, either from his own gun or a good guy with a gun. So people cannot, there's no way that you can debate that firearms do not bring those types of situations to an end, period. Whether it's a good guy with a gun, a police officer with a gun, or the gunman eating one of his own fucking bullets.
Yeah.
So guns end almost every single mass killing. So
Yeah, there's been a couple of them where they've been tackled, but not very many.
Yeah. And I mean, some just fucking give up and put their hands up. And I think probably a lot of them had the thought or idea that they'll kill themselves or that they'll, pull like a suicide by police. But I think that most of it, like they're fueled so much by their own ego and their own pride and wanting to live to see their fame that they don't do it or can't do it or don't want to do it or change their mind or whatever. But,
yeah, I don't know what goes through their minds, what makes them compels them to do that. Something very powerful, though. So
yeah, I
definitely got something wrong with them.
Yeah, and there's a lot wrong with the United States that I don't know. I have some theories on some of that stuff, but looking at like yes, bad shit happens, right? Looking at all the bullshit, like me, you, everyone in this chat, like if you are not actively committing a crime and killing people, there's no way for anyone to fucking know that you could do something, that you're not do your rights that were given to you by God or the universe or whatever an individual believes. So, like, how could they ever try to take your rights in advance for building a gun or for whatever? And then, I'm watching all this shit happen with the 80% receivers. I'm watching all this shit happen with braces. I'm watching this shit happen with the fucking garbage ass, assault weapons ban that they're trying to push through. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking get in full kit. I'm gonna get like 3 rechargeable batteries, and I'm just gonna fucking throw on my plate carrier, my rifle. I'm gonna load up my fucking. I mean, it's already loaded up, but I'm gonna go out with a completely loaded kit. Even medical and all that, and my thigh rig and my what I call my. So after you run through your primary, your rifle, and your secondary, your handgun, and your backup gun, there's something called a chin gun, which is like at the end when it's like fuck it, you save one for yourself.
Yeah.
But I was just like fuck it, I'm gonna go just walk. I'm gonna walk armed, and I'm gonna walk down major highways, major roadways, go in front of businesses, and I'm going to live stream the whole shit. And I'm just going to say I am not going to stop walking until the ATF back the fuck off of our rights.
Yeah, we need to do that. Have you noticed, though, just today the news came out about Colorado. A judge stood up for them and blocking their assault weapons ban in one of their cities up there. That just came out today. The dominoes are starting to fall, though, and what we're seeing is they're having temper tantrums, like with California and New York with their sensitive spaces laws that they're allowing to go into law. That's a temper tantrum. It's all going to get knocked down, I believe. I believe that the Supreme Court justice ruling is going to, basically, they're going to all lose it. It's just a matter of time before they concede and realize they can't fight it. That's why they're going after stuff like UPS, so that UPS can't carry our guns and ship it to us. Trying to get the Protection Act, the Federal Protection Act. So if somebody goes out and does something evil with a gun, they sue the manufacturer. They're trying to get that in line. They're trying to get all the other ways that they can ban it. Just like if you ban ammunition, well, what good does it do to have a gun? So they're going at it like that. They're going after the businesses and other ways. They can't. Even in the 94 assault weapons ban, they could not ban the center of that AR-15. The core part of that rifle, you could still buy. They might try to take the threads off of it. They might take the bayonet off of it. You might not be able to collapse the stock anymore, but you still had the AR-15. It's like, owning a Charger RT with a Hellcat engine, but they're taking all the stickers off of it, and they're changing out all the seats and making it look like just a baseline Charger, but it still has a Hellcat engine in it.
Yeah.
Because they can't ban it. It's protected. And they're about to see that. And you see LA, Los Angeles, the city of LA just conceded that they're not going to pursue any more violations of the state's 30-round magazine ban.
So that is true. So there were several people in chat last time, and I apologize, I didn't notice it until after the stream, that were bringing that up, and they were like, hey, like, can somebody verify this? And that is true. LAPD put out a white paper saying that LAPD officers will not, 100% will not prosecute anybody that breaks their high capacity, or what we know as standard capacity magazines. So, anything over 10 rounds. So if you're out in LA County, if you're in any LAPD jurisdiction, you're safe.
Yep. And it said not to even harass, investigate, detain, or anything. Just leave it alone. Yeah. So it's a very strange time to live in. We are winning. We're just at this point in time, we haven't won yet, but we're headed that way with the NYSERPA versus Bruin case. They kicked down all those, and this is where the LA thing comes back from, is they kicked the assault weapon or the magazine ban down to the lower court for them to review again. That's what caused them to change it. Not NYSERPA versus Bruin, but the fact that they kicked it down to the inferior court to rejudge, which is basically tell them you're wrong, fix it, or we'll fix it next year.
Yeah.
So things are moving in our direction. It's just going to take time. They're very hesitant to give it up. They don't understand that states like Oklahoma and Texas, Idaho, where we don't have any or any carry laws, we don't have an issue. And they just don't recognize that yet. You don't have to have a permit to be safe.
So that's interesting. And you actually shared something with me that I had no idea. Tell everyone the history of Oklahoma about firearms, and something that the people here probably have no fucking idea.
Yeah, we were basically a territory, and when Oklahoma became a state, we had, and it still to today stands, we're an anti-gun state. We're a socialist state by our Constitution, and the expressive ownership of guns is outlawed in our Constitution. So we're trying to change that. Oklahoma is a very, in a way, a backwards state. Tattoos were not allowed into existence till about 15 years ago, maybe 10 or 12 years ago. It was illegal to get a tattoo here. You couldn't buy alcohol. Yeah, you couldn't buy real alcohol. You had to buy this 3.2% stuff. We're just now coming into the modern age, but we're coming in with a vengeance.
So hold on. So I really want people to take a second and realize what he said, that firearm ownership was illegal.
Yeah, by the Constitution, you don't have the right, a Second Amendment right in Oklahoma. We're trying to fix that in our legislature to have bring it up to the vote of the people, but our rhino Republicans keep shooting it down. But yet we are one of the more free gun states in America right now.
Yeah, I agree. Now you are.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
the fact that the state constitution outlawed firearm ownership and outlawed tattoos, that is just like so bad. Is it because it's like Indian and Amish land, or like what I don't.
It was socialism around 1907, and that was really a big thing. Actually, we had the Green Corn Rebellion here, where they wanted to make it a socialist state, and around World War I, they had an uprising to basically be socialist in the state. It got put down, but we do have socialist roots here in Oklahoma, even though we may look the other way. Through the 40s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, we had some very restrictive laws in Oklahoma, and that's where the tattoo thing comes up. Tattoos were illegal in Oklahoma until just this decade, this 10 years ago. Also, Oklahoma was a very authoritative law enforcement state. You didn't cross the police; they would shoot you. They would take you out and claim you did something wrong. And that's just the way it was. Oklahoma, you didn't mess with the police. Our police chief in the small town I grew up in, Wayne Heath, he was a Golden Gloves boxer, and you just didn't backmouth him. You didn't do anything. Oh boy, you're just going to spend the night in jail. And that's how it was. And they did not want anyone having guns. Now, they were very open to hunting. You could own your hunting gun. You could have a gun at your house. That's fine. But open carrying rifles in public, basically exercising your Second Amendment rights in public without a hunting permit was greatly frowned upon. They didn't want any citizen going up against the police with a gun. They wanted you disarmed. And all that is changing. We don't go up against police. The police are recognizing it more. But, we're coming around pretty quickly. We've got a lot of people in our legislature. Some of them are rhinos, but we are winning. I've got a friend of mine who's running a bill for me. Still today, it's illegal to carry a gun in a boat, in a canoe or a kayak. Now, if you have your handgun license, you can do it, or if you have your hunting license, you can do it. But if I just took an AR-15 without a hunting license in my kayak or canoe, or constitutional carry of a handgun, I'm committing a misdemeanor with I think a $50 fine or $100 fine, 6 months in jail, and misdemeanor for doing that. But we can drive around in them all day long. Now, you can stand on the shore of the river and shoot your gun, but you just step into that kayak and now you're committing a misdemeanor. Well, that's up. It got tabled this year. Next year, we're hoping to get it heard. And I brought that up to a legislature that we're getting that repaired this year. Through the OK2A, they're pushing for it too. So
they had shooting wars with the Utah Mormons back in the day, like real Wild West shit.
They had a lot of gun control in the Wild West, believe it or not. Everyone says, oh man, if you get rid of gun control, it'll be the Wild Wild West. Oh, you mean like the OK Corral, where they were trying to take the guns away from the people coming into town?
Yeah, like
that's what that was about.
Like you having to check your firearms when you walk into any establishment at all.
Yeah.
Well,
and establishments are private property, so that would stand today. But coming into town, that's what the ERPs were pushing: is you needed to leave your guns at the police station.
But how funny is it? So you look back into history, into the stories that maybe weren't recalled, correctly 100%, right? But there were a lot of stories where men were sitting down at a poker game or blackjack games or whatever the fuck, and at a bar where everyone had their guns checked, and they drew a handgun and shot somebody. It's constantly throughout stories you would hear that, and it's kind of like, honestly, like I ended up going to a swimming pool again this past weekend, and I carried a gun there, and people are like, dude, like, Dark, you're taking it too far, man. And I'm like, no, I'm in the pool completely fucking submerged with a handgun, and like, I get it. Like, people think that's crazy. I can make it work. If you can't picture it in your head, then maybe one day I'll show you guys how I set it up to where I can hide it so well. But
you can do it. I carry AR-15 pistols into Walmart all the time, but I do it in a racquetball bag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in a racquetball bag or something like that. Backpack, something that no one sees it, because it'll panic people. You don't want to do that. But just keep it close to you,
Inside a Ziploc bag. No, I'm fucking like fully submerged in the fucking water.
Yeah. Like, that's why you do it.
Yeah.
And I have actually done that too with my LCP. Carried in the pocket of the swimsuit. I've done that. So also, I've got a video on my YouTube channel, Timothy Harper, where I carry a CZ Scorpion into a movie theater.
Nice.
And no one notices it. No one sees it. No one can even figure that out.
Can we just talk about how the CZ Scorpion is one of the most superior pistol caliber, subguns like that exists?
It is pretty good, but I think it's fairly large. But that gives you a good ability to handle it well.
Yeah.
The smaller the gun, the more difficult it is. But I've seen also on the CZ Scorpion page where some of them are broken. But maybe that's something that happens to every gun. Every gun has a failure. And when I worked at the sheriff's department down in Texas, we had a guy with a Beretta 92 that when he shot it, and it locked up in the closed position in the battery, he couldn't open. He couldn't get it open. He could not open that gun for anything. And he sent it back to the company, and they had to get him a new one. Man. It locked in the battery, and he shot it, and it wouldn't cycle.
Did it lock with a casing inside the...
It did lock with a casing inside, and when he shot it, it fired it. It never opened, and he couldn't open it. It's strange. So every gun has its issue.
Yeah, and I think all mechanical things can fail, right? Just like that's kind of why where we talked about hey, don't depend on a safety, right? Because it's a mechanical thing.
Yeah,
they can fail. The people asking, sorry, real quick, for the people asking, it actually was not an LCP. It was not my Keltec P3AT. It was not a Glock or a 43X or 48 or anything. It is literally a Glock 42 with a threaded barrel, which I got Lone Wolf did like a run on these Glock 42 380 threaded barrels. They were prototypes. They wanted to see if they could make a threaded barrel with no shoulder. So usually when you have a threaded barrel in 1/2x28, you have material, and then 1/2x28 is a little bit smaller, so the material on the barrel stops the item from threading on continuously. But the thickness of the Glock 42 barrel it's not thick enough, so it's the exact size continuously. So you can over tighten it, and you just got to be kind of aware of that. But man, I'll tell y'all, for anyone out there with silencers, suppressors, if you can get a chance to run a suppressed 380 in a platform that actually runs, holy shit, that is one of the best rounds to suppress. You got a 90 grain round going 850 feet per second. That shit is...
I think a lot of the Mac 10s were Mac 11s were chambered in 380, and they were very popular suppressed.
Yep.
So, and they ran well. They were quiet. Pretty neat little guns. Yep. So after I left the theater, I went ahead and opened up my jacket, and people in the parking lot saw me carrying this seasoned scorpion, and they called the police, and I drove off, and the police pulled me up and pulled me out of the car at gunpoint. And it was in Moore, Oklahoma, and I got the video of that on there too. And they ended up letting me go. You know, nothing they could do. I wasn't breaking the law.
Really?
So, yep. So then the city of Moore put out on their Facebook page and on a website or something, advise a public service about it. If you see people just walking down the street with guns, that's not necessarily illegal. Don't call it. Yeah. So that was
that's good. At least people are trying to inform the public. Where's the movie theater one?
Well, it's on there. I'd have to look.
Oh shit! Sneaking big guns and again big guns. Yeah,
I think that's it.
You want to try to play it?
Yeah, if you want to, go ahead and play it. And let me. It might be the next video after where the police pull me over. Because when they did, I set my phone on the dash of the truck or in the console or something. Because I had to put my hands up and had to come out at felony stop.
I also want you guys in chat, like, if you guys take a second, I want you to realize, like, look at the ads you're starting to see on YouTube. You're probably starting to see ads like back like when I first started this channel, the only ads that I would get on my shit was like The Walking Dead and Old Spice and like shit that, like, you know, just getting what they can out there. Now you guys are starting to see, like, you know, ads for emergent, not now, right? It's been for months and months and months, but like ads for emergency food, ads for prepping shit, ads for holsters, ads for, you know, much more like firearm related content that you're seeing ads for. It has been said that in the coming year, 2023, YouTube is transitioning back to being way more firearm friendly. And, you know, I'd like to start by saying I heard that you can actually show a firearm on the live stream now, and I'm just gonna say fuck it and give it a shot and just see, you know, if I can show this, you know, my carry gun, and just, you know, see if I get my fucking stream nuked, you know.
I think the purpose of that is when they committed those mass shootings live.
Yeah.
And they wanted to be able to shut them down. So
it is, but they would, if you literally just handled a firearm or handled even an airsoft gun, if it was a gun that even looked real, they said that they'd pull you. And I've had streams pulled before. I actually, for
I have too. I've had some of my streams taken down. But you know what? They won't do it if you're filming the police with guns. So that's okay.
Of course not, because that's normal. That's reasonable. Dude, I started watching a stream where a guy was holding up an AR, charging it and shit like that, and was that a ham?
Yeah, ham radio.
Nice.
Show it live on there. See if they complain about that.
This is my only with that 15-inch whip. This is my only ham radio.
Bayo Fang.
Yeah. Yep. So he was holding an AR, and he was like, he said, "Yeah, dark, good shit." FYI, the Oklahoma Open Carry Association is the Oklahoma gun group to support. They support all of our rights, not just those they agree with, unlike OK2A. Okay, that's what's up.
We Rick started Open Carry Association because OK2A became anti-open carry.
A couple things. So, Sport Brand Bingo, you nailed it. They are missing out on millions and millions and I mean, like triple digit, probably not triple digit, but like double digit millions in revenue from all the gun content that they are squashing. And yeah, and in 2023, there's been an internal statement within YouTube that somebody, had openly said in a closed group. Someone openly said that. But yeah,
Go get a phone charger. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. So I thought that there was some kind of reasoning to a Mac 11, a Mac 10. I've heard people reference a Mac 12 right there. That I believe they're mistaken. But I also thought that the Mac 10 was a 45, the Mac 11 was a 9mm, but there's in Mac 11 can be a 380 or a 9mm. A Mac 10 can be 9mm or 45. They also have a 22 conversion too. So I think that's just the shape of it's just the different model number, I guess. I'm not sure. So billions, honestly, probably. Yes, the 380 Mac 11A1 is the tiniest. My buddy had a full auto Mac 11 and 380 ACP with a can on it. And man, that thing was it ran like a sewing machine. And the 380 magazines are much easier to get. The thing about the full auto Macs is if you're running a full auto Mac, you can't run the Sten mags with them. You got to run the full auto mags with them, which you end up with a bunch of shitty ass steel mags or those shitty ass old Zytel mags that barely fucking work. You have to reshape them and shit. It sucks. No, Kyle won't revive that channel. The guy that was killed kind of ensures that. What we're talking about. I thought it's an M12 Cobra is the 380. I don't believe so. They're the 380s are Mac 11s mostly. Yeah, 22 Mac. Yep. If you look at the old Mac receivers, they're stamped in several calendars. Did you plug that shit up with a lightning charger?
No, no, I didn't get my lightning charger. I just put it on charge here. I'm on the laptop looking at you, but I've got the phone right here just to read comments or.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Make sure you like the stream as well. That helps.
Okay. I will. This is a Wouxun ham radio. It transmits and receives on two frequencies at the same time.
Wow.
And you can listen to two channels at once. And it's made for satellite communication, and it's got like a 200 something channels. It's got more channels than the Bale phone, a little more power, a little better radio. I really like it. I've got several of them.
Nice.
Okay, I got to like some kind of live stream on there. Okay, there we go.
Hell yeah. So Ting Ting says, I'd rather have a clothes hanger Sten over a Mac any day. Yeah, Sten guns are fucking awesome. They're super easy to build. We had Adam Grubb come on, who is also someone who had several firearms, an entire arsenal of firearms that was, big dug up by the ATF with a bunch of illegal machine guns that he built. God bless him. We love you, Adam. And he built his first machine gun from a muffler that he bought from Advanced Auto Parts. So, yeah, you can fucking... That's what I'm saying. There's no way they can stop this shit.
No, there's a guy in England does that. He builds guns, 9mm. I think they finally arrested him, but he was building hardware guns from the hardware store. He'd make his guns from that stuff, and he was famous over there for doing that.
Are you talking about the Ludi?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah. Yes, I believe so.
It's interesting that people out there, they get caught. They just end up disappearing or dying, like Jay
Yeah.
Stark.
Jay Stark did, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Jay Stark, who happened to seemingly die of a heart attack during a raid. Like, what the fuck? That is total horseshit.
Yeah, he was young. He was
Cobra
very,
N12380. Okay, so is that a thing, guys? Am I?
yeah, yeah, I've heard of the Cobra.
It is the
I think
M12.
it's like a Mac clone or derivative of it. The Cobra
With
M12.
the Mac.
Somebody just did a video on that. I don't know if it was Mac from.
Oh no shit! It is. I stand corrected. I am wrong, and the terrible rap songs that I was referencing, they're fucking correct. There is a Mac 12.
Yeah, Mac 12. Yeah, Mac 10, Mac 12. I think 10's 9mm, 12 was the 380 version. Yeah,
So
Cobra.
I thought that the number suggested the caliber as well, but you can have a Mac 10 in 945. You can have a Mac 11 in 9 and 380.
I think
But
it's a
Mac,
smaller gun.
yeah, the Mac
11.
12. The Mac 12 is basically the Cobra version of the what the fuck was it? The M11A1. Who made that shit first? Ingram. Was it Ingram?
Yeah, Ingram.
But damn, yeah, that's true. My apologies, y'all. When I'm wrong, and I'm wrong, I would say I'm wrong all day. Rappers are the best source for gun facts, Stark. No, I know. That's why I said they're fucking wrong. But here's the crazy thing. Hang on, come on, PLA. I remember when I was a kid, I heard this song. I was listening to like West Coast gangbanging music, and I didn't know firearms too well. My experience was just a few handguns that I had gotten into at a young age, whatever, legal or not. And this guy was like with a Glock 10mm, and I was like, this guy doesn't even know guns. 10mm. How stupid do you sound? And then I find that there is actually something called a 10mm. But then later on, I ended up, a decade later, ended up buying my own 1006. So Crown PLA says, and I believe the heart attack was after the raid by a few days. Real sus as fuck, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like my Hydra ARs, a lot of people never heard of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't heard of those at all.
Yeah. They're pretty unique. I really like playing with them. John Wayne even used a Mac 10.
What? No. I don't fucking believe it.
Well, Teddy Roosevelt, he used to go in the back of his property in a city with a lot of neighbors, and he had a suppressed lever action in 30-30, and he would shoot it suppressed, and nobody would know it in his little neighborhood.
Leave it up to fucking Corn Pop. Jesus Christ, Corn Pop was a bad dude. Look at this shit. John Wayne all over the fucking place with a suppressed Mac 10. Holy shit. Oh
His
my
name
god.
was Marion. His first name was Marion. I forget his full name. Marion.
Look at this shit.
Yeah, that's badass.
This is a Mac 10 with some crazy upper, with a Thompson stock, with a PTR 91. What's the other?
Galil. With the Galil for him.
I don't think
Hard to
that's
see.
Galil. It's the 308. Century makes them Setmes with a Setme.
Yeah.
Setme handguard with a Mac muzzle device on it, which may be a suppressor with some type of, I guess they call them air holes or whatever. But the sights, those are interesting sights. That almost looks like a Lage upper on a standard Mac lower, and that is a machine gun. That is a machine gun. If you guys look at where the safety is, the safety on a semi-auto Mac is the selector switch. So you actually swing it from right to left. If you see a safety in the trigger guard, then that typically means that the selector switch on the other side is to toggle between safe and auto.
That's the gun the ATF has.
Yeah, that's pretty badass, man. I had no idea.
300 blackout.
Oh, nice. With the Franklin Arms binary trigger. Man, I can't. Do you have a binary in your Scorpion?
No, I don't. I'd like to.
Dude, best thing that ever happened to my Scorpion.
Yeah.
I mean, you can dump those 35 round mags in 3 seconds or less.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That AR I could dump it pretty quick too.
Yeah. I have the Fostech Echo in my. I got a 10.3 inch Colt barrel on a LWRC lower, BCM upper. It's kind of like a Frankenstein build. I wanted to take as many like high quality parts as I could. Shout out to Barry. Barry, are you guys talking about Barry from IV88?
You talked about walking around in public kitted up. That's me and Broken Arrow when we went to the Rose Festival.
Nice. Oh yeah. So funny thing, guys, I actually accidentally sent Eric with IV8888 the StreamYard link tonight. And it was just a mistake, but when I saw that random dude pop up, I was like, "Oh my God, is that Eric in here?"
Nice. So there's the police acting all nice to me, open carrying at the Rose Festival after they pepperball Rick.
After they pepperballed him?
Yeah, this is the next day. Here I am walking up to him, open carrying that Scorpion and, dressed in kit. And the police are just standing there and they'll talk to me. So we held the open carry walk with Open Carry Texas at the Rose Festival because that's one day a year that the Broken Arrow has a Rose Festival. Nice and liberal and families and it's roses. Come smell the roses. It's so beautiful. So we do an open carry exhibit down there during the middle of the Rose Festival just to teach them. All right, you don't like us carrying in a park one person. How do you like 30 people open carrying at your Rose Festival? And there were so many people triggered. They almost canceled the Rose Festival.
Wow.
Because we were coming. They were so anti-gun.
So, I'm sorry. So I got this video up here. Bob says, "Thank you for your service, Timothy Harper." So you have a service background?
Yeah, I was in the Navy as a boiler technician on 2 different ships in the Navy. So yeah, I was that.
I just want to prepare you right now for Gerchop's future comments because Gerchop does reference several times that he was on a ship on the West Coast in the Navy. So
okay.
Chuck Norris Gun Club, what's up, brother? And Chuck Norris Gun Club, just to let you know, I dug in a little bit to it. I think I found out what happened and know that we'll take care of you. Also, if Judas Priest is out there too, Judas Priest, I got you. You too. Something happened. There was an error, and I'm gonna take care of both you guys. So don't worry about that.
Picture Perfect was in the Navy too. He was a rescue diver. You go down, in the ocean. He's the one that jumped out of a helicopter to save your ass when we were floating in the ocean.
Damn, hell yeah.
That's badass.
So Gertrude Harper, I was in EN3.
Okay, I was a BT3. I was on the USS Trip. The same day the Iowa blew up, we had a collision at sea, and I was on the USS America. I was in the oil shack. I was a boiler tech.
And Sport Brand says, shout out to the Lords of the Seas.
We got any Marines in here? If there's any Marines, let me know.
Yeah, I think there's a couple. Yeah. There's been kind of an interesting thing about, people reflecting on their service, like post GWAT. And a lot of people are kind of torn about their own service,
Yeah. Well, I didn't get sand in my boots. I'm a combat veteran, but I didn't get any sand in my boots. You okay? You know what Marine stands for?
I could make something up, but it probably wouldn't be as funny as what you're going to say.
My ass rides in Navy equipment. That's what.
Damn!
And it's true.
Yeah. That is pretty true.
And then the Marines will turn around and tell you, well, join the Marines. That's the men's department of the Navy. So.
Sport Brand, you've been better. Bro, you okay, Sport Brand? Are you sick? Are you not feeling well? Come on, PLA says, got boots full of sand. Oh, yeah, man. All right, let's watch this little flick right here. I'm going to have to go on mute so it doesn't echo, but we'll watch it together.
Hey, guys. It's Tim. News Now KC, and I just watched the movie here. I'm at the Warren Theater. And I'm carrying concealed right now. And got the CZ Scorpion with me. And we're going to step outside. I've been carrying it all day like this inside. It's kind of bulky, but nobody's really questioned me yet.
First off, one thing I just want to say really quickly is that shit is obvious as fuck. Like, glaringly obvious. That's crazy.
But it's concealed, so, you know.
Yeah. I honestly
could have had 3 or 4 fifths of whiskey under my jacket.
Depending on like what angle I saw you, I probably would have thought you were rocking a plate carrier, because like I have a concealable plate carrier, right? And sometimes at the movies and in certain places, like if I go to a public range, I'll wear fucking armor because people are just stupid with guns.
Yeah.
And
well, you know, I got past the ticket. I paid for my ticket. I walked in, bought something to drink, bought popcorn, went to the bathroom, and then went and sat down. Nobody approached me. Nobody approached me for anything. I actually saw a friend of mine there that I worked with, and he was like, "Hey, man, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm just up here, and guess what? I'm carrying." And he laughed his ass off. And we sat there and watched the movie. You know, he's a couple rows from me, and then I got up and left, and that's what you're watching. One time I did go in there, and I was openly carrying my handgun, and somebody snitched on me, and they approached me and told me to leave, you know, because you could see the gun. But here you
I'm sure if you guys are like me, you have like a movie gun, right? Like you have like a gun that you carry at the movies, right? Or maybe a few, right? It depends.
Yeah.
A few you may go through, but like if I'm going to the movies, I'm bringing a high capacity handgun with a bright ass fucking light on it. Like I'll put 1,000 lumen fucking TLR TLR1 HL, and you know a Glock 19 with 21 rounds in it, with 21 round mag pull. Here, actually, literally in my setup, I'll rock this. Let me see if I can find 21 round backup mag, but I'll rock the Glock mag with the EMP on it, so it's 15 plus 5. But if you guys are down for strike EMPs, since we're all gun guys and gals, I'm sure all of you know about the 40 rounders, right? We all love the 40 rounder Magpul PMags, but I like the 45 rounder. So they made this strike EMP. It's a +5, and they made them to fit on the Gen 3 30 rounders, so you can rock 35 rounds in your magazine. And I was like, I wonder if I can, fit this on a 40 rounder. And abso-fucking-lutely, you certainly can. So 46 rounds in an AR with a stick mag, and it's like $32. So $20 for the 40 rounder, and $12 for the extension, and you got damn near 50 rounds in your AR, and the shit runs like a champ, Bam, love it, dude. I love Strike Industries, and I feel terrible that I discounted them for so long, so much of my life. I discounted them, and I feel terrible for that. Still can't believe they named an entire animal after a woman's crotch. What? Is that a 30 round 308 mag?
Yeah, for the FAL.
FAL? Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some more. I'm looking to get them. It's I think a 40 round AR mag.
Nice. What kind of mag is that?
It's a Pro mag. And it's been flawless. I mean, they kind of have a bad rap, but it's been flawless. It has not given me any trouble whatsoever.
I will say, and it pains me to say this, but hold on, the stream froze? Oh no, don't tell me that, guys. The algorithm finally. Okay, so apparently it did freeze, but
I'm seeing it on here. I'm watching it live.
Yeah.
On my phone.
If you refresh it, if you leave and come back, yeah, you just got to refresh it and come back.
Yeah, I'm live. We might have to type that in.
Yeah, it didn't. Okay, so it froze for some people, and it didn't freeze for.
I guess those are the people in Democratic anti-gun states that it froze in.
Yeah.
You showed the gun, so.
Yep.
Yeah. So watch this. This is as I leave the theater.
All right. So let's do this. And you know what? Maybe afterwards, I think I'm going to grab an AR and bring an AR on screen and just see what happens. You know, well, may as well. You know, and if the stream gets canned, it'll still be up publicly after that.
Yep.
Shut it down,
If you want to, before you do that, show them my McLeod PD video. That's a good one.
Okay. All right.
Before you get the stream scrubbed.
Yeah, he's like, damn, Dark, before you fucking nuke the goddamn stream. All right, hang on.
Security in the background.
Got a law enforcement officer back there behind me.
If he only knew. If he only knew. Damn, that's a dope movie theater, man.
All right, we're outside now. This is what I carried into the theater tonight. The old CZ Scorpion. Nobody noticed. Nobody really took attention to it. So guys, here we are at the Warren Theater. A little carry of the CZ Scorpion. Carried that into the theater and watched the movie. Nobody really seemed to notice. So if I can get that in there, is it really a gun-free zone? All right, News Now KC. I just wanted to prove a point. Into a theater, no issues. 73.
Today's show brought to you by We the People Holster, brought to you by our friends at We the People Holsters. And with our show.
See, y'all? See an ad? Okay, and this dude is a Fox News contributor, which is kind of funny. but this is a holster ad. This is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah. So sorry. Okay. A couple things. So I'm curious about one thing, and also a suggestion. Um, have you looked at any of the aftermarket grips for the Scorpion Evo?
No, I haven't. I have not looked at them.
It is a game changer. So the rear grip on the Scorpion is canted backwards at a crazy degree, and if it's being used as a pistol, it's extremely uncomfortable. If it's being used as a braced pistol, SBR style, it's less uncomfortable. But if you switch over to the Apex or the Magpul mag, it brings it to a much straighter profile. And it brought up my speed, comfort, and it's like $20.
Okay, I will definitely be looking at that.
Matter of fact, if we can raise money, I think because YouTube basically takes half, I'll fucking buy one for Timothy. Actually, don't super chat anything. Fuck giving YouTube money. If you guys cash app it to me, I'll literally buy one and send it to him. But my question would be, I noticed that when you sling something, you sling it to essentially kind of like your left armpit. Is there a reason for that, or is it just comfort? Or my first thought was like when I saw you open carrying with the sling kind of pushed to your left armpit, your left armpit. It was to maybe not appear like you have immediate access to it if you run into law enforcement when you're open carrying. Is that just kind of a preference or comfort thing? Or?
Part of it is gravity pulls it down. As you walk, it will work its way down. And then the way it's set up, I can just grab it and bring it forward if I need to.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I was just curious. I didn't know if is it on a single point or a 2 point?
It's a 2 point.
2 point.
Everything I have is 2 point. I didn't like single point at all because I usually walk with them. So when I'm walking around moving, that single point just bangs around and
it just taps you in the sack every second. Like it, I hate that shit. If you want something to constantly flip and hit you in the dick, a single point is the way to go.
It's the way to go. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He said hardcore ham 73, not by. That's funny.
Yeah, that's ham language there. I can send the one where I'm in McLeod is a really good video. People love the hell out of that video, it seems. It says McLeod PD. Dang, I just hit a button.
Okay. All right. I'll pull that one up as well. I ordered a WTP for the 43X, and it was here in a couple days. I like it, but it's not nearly as nice as my Havoc holster I waited 9 weeks for. Guys, I'll tell you what. I have worn every fucking holster to, like, right now I have like a almost $200 setup, and it's ridiculous. And if the person that knows that I have this nearly $200 setup is out there, I love you and I love it, but man, my JM4 tactical holster is the shit. It with the neodymium magnet, literally just drop it in there, close it, boom, ready to go. The one McLeod. Okay, so play that one.
Yeah, it's got the two officers in it. It's quite funny. And you might want to just zoom up just the first minute or two. I think it's me just walking. And when I'm talking to the people in the truck, I'm talking to a guy I grew up with. He was my neighbor all through growing up time. So he stopped to talk to me, and that's when the police approached. And they tried to say, "Oh, you're over here. What business do you have at the police department?" Not even at the police department. What are you talking about?
Okay.
And you can see him stuttering around and hee-hawing and kind of confused. And you see, I just don't fall for his bullshit. He just can't accept me walking in front of the police department with my AR.
Oh, is that a 3D printed Scorpion?
Mine? No.
Oh no! I'm sorry, not the firearm. Like it's like a red toy scorpion.
Oh yeah. It was one of my friend's toys, or my son's toys. Yeah, it's just a little scorpion toy, and I thought, yeah, I'll just put that up there. It's me being funny.
Okay, cool. I was just curious.
Scorpion.
I know when you first hear scorpion, the first thing you think of is the scorpion. Okay, so I got it here. Oh shit! Hold on, let me tell you. Not settings.
Ran off and forgot my handgun today. So we got the rifle. So still feel naked.
Ron, thank you for the $10 cash app. Can't stay long, but wanted to say hey. Oh my god, I didn't, dude. That was from 2 hours ago. Holy fuck! How did I miss that?
There's the PD, where I had a strange encounter with them with a camera.
Thank you so much
When
for
the
the cash
police,
app.
assistant police chief called back.
I'll
and
contribute that towards his grip.
tried
If
to
somebody
smooth it
sends
over.
me
I'm okay with that. I was doing a First
with
Amendment audit.
shipping, let's say another like 15
Smooth
bucks,
it
I'll
over.
buy him a grip.
Educate the officers. Hey, I'm good. Hey, what's going on? What are y'all doing? Doing a Second Amendment audit of McLeod. See if they respect our Second Amendment rights.
Oh.
I got a pistol right here.
Oh, okay.
See?
I didn't realize that. So nobody was seeing the camera.
Are
Yeah,
those,
I'm
are
making
those
a
strangers,
video.
or do you know them?
So I went to Edmond, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, and Norman.
Do you know
the past
them?
2 days.
Yeah.
And so I
Yeah, I
thought
grew
I'd
up
hit a
with him.
small town and
He
see
was
what
my
they think
neighbor.
about open carry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See what small towns think about it. So, yeah, they have to investigate, and I'm cool with that because it looks like a rifle, which is illegal right now at this moment. But, yeah, pistol is not. Hey, how's it going? Oh, just taking the AR for a walk today. Because I can. I walked in front of the PD and stopped to talk to my friends there that came by.
What?
And I stopped to talk to my friends over there. Okay. Could you remove your hand from your pistol, sir?
No, I won't.
Why?
Why do you carry the AR-15?
Because I can.
Why? What's the purpose of it?
Well, I'm an American and I have the right to defend
I
myself.
I totally understand that. Why would you carry AR-15 through the city?
Because I can. There's nothing wrong with it, nothing illegal. It's all good.
Okay, do me a favor. I'm gonna dismount you.
No, under the SDA laws, you are not allowed to remove my.
Listen to me. Okay?
I'm listening.
I got called out here because a passerby said that you was walking the corner, the street, with your AR-15. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's perfectly
so
legal.
That's my reasonable,
yeah,
probable cause for being out there with you. Okay. So do me a favor.
I've shown you my permit. It's displayed.
You have a permit.
Yep.
So this is more than one time that you've come over here. For what reason?
With the AR? No.
Other than your AR.
Oh, when I brought my camera?
Yeah.
I'm exercising my First Amendment rights at that time, and today too. Yes, sir.
Okay. But do me a favor, okay? I'm asking you to get off of our property, city property. Okay. As a city official, law enforcement officer, I'm asking you to get off of our property.
You can't tell me to leave city property.
I'm asking you to leave our property. Do you have any business here at the police department?
I'm taking a nice. Well, I'm not visiting the PD. I walk by the PD, which is legal. Which is legal to walk by the PD and continue on my way down the street on a public sidewalk. So what crime do you suspect me of?
Let them know where.
What crime do you suspect me of?
You have any ID on you?
I just showed you my
Let me see your ID.
permit.
Let me see your state ID, bud.
You don't have the right to ask
I'm
me that
asking
unless
you
there's
to
a
see your
crime.
state ID, okay?
You don't need to see
I've got
that.
called out here because a
Great.
pacifier is concerned about you. So I'm
I
asking you
understand
for your
that,
state
and
ID.
you're making sure I'm not breaking the law, and I'm not. So
Okay,
you've
well, I
made
need to know
contact.
who I'm talking to, so let me see your ID.
I displayed my.
Okay, well, let me see it.
I displayed my SDA card right there.
Let me see the hand.
I don't have to hand it over, sir.
So
the
I'm
law
asking you-
states I have
I'm
to
asking you
display.
to let me see.
I'm displaying it right
Let me
here.
see your driver's license.
I do not have to hand it over, sir.
I'm
The
asking you,
law
let me see your
says
driver's license.
you can see it right here, right?
What is your name?
I'll display it for you to
Harper.
see.
What's your
Yes.
birthday, Timothy Harper?
I don't need to provide that information for you.
Dude, I'm asking you.
What statute compels
I'm
me?
asking you a lawful question, okay?
Yes.
I'm not going to sit out here and
You
play
can ask
lawyer,
all day
judge,
long.
and lawyer and such as that, okay? So I'm asking you a question.
Yep. You
A
can
lawful
ask
question,
all day
okay?
long.
What is your driver's license?
Kohl's is super underrated, and honestly, I've been shopping there pretty much since like middle school, high school. On any given day, if you see me.
What is the birthday that's on your driver's license?
I don't have to answer, sir.
Okay.
There are no fail
All right.
to ID statutes
All
in
right, here's the
Oklahoma.
deal, man. If you're not going to cooperate with me, I'm going to need you just to exit off of our property.
Sir, this is a public property.
Sir, I'm going to ask you. Yeah, this is
You're going to ask,
state
you
property.
can't tell me.
I'm going to ask you.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and
exit off of
continue
our
on my
property.
walk because I was walking when
Okay.
you stopped me.
Well, I appreciate that.
Have a nice day.
You walk that way.
Have a nice day. But I'm going to come back through the property later. Because well, now that you're telling me to get off, I'm not going to get off.
Okay, well, I'm asking you to exit off our property.
Why?
Because you have no business on our property.
Yes, I do.
What?
We pay tax money, and this is my
Do you want to
sidewalk.
write a report? Are you going to fill out a voluntary statement? Do you need to talk to an official?
Well, as of right now, you're earning that complaint.
Do you need to talk to my sergeant? Who do you need to talk to?
Is Wes Elliott around?
Wes Elliott is not around, sir.
Well,
Wes Elliott's here Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
great. He'd be a great one to talk to.
Okay, that's who you can talk to then.
Okay, would you summon him?
He is not here at the moment. I'm not going to
Okay.
call him up just because
All
you
right.
want to talk to him. He'll be here 8 to 5 Monday through Friday.
All right.
All right?
We got backup coming. He's moving slow, but he's coming.
I have another officer here.
Yeah, he's right behind you.
Yeah. Is that who you want to talk to?
I don't really need to talk
Okay.
to anyone. I'm not violating the
All
law.
right, well, keep on moving then.
I don't need to keep
All
moving.
right.
You can't tell me to go or stay on a public sidewalk when there's been no. You can't trespass anyone off city property.
Okay, well, you said you was walking. Okay?
Yes, I
So
was,
continue
but
to
now
walk.
you're telling.
All right, guys, look. I know that I am not in peak physical condition, okay? But I'll tell you that if you're, there's a couple of things that I'm doing to prepare, psychologically and physically for things that I believe are going to happen in the near future. But if you are going to be bound to a role that demands you act physically, that you have to run, jump, dive, dodge, walk, breathe, I think it's important that you not only can physically do police things or military things, or if you work at a fucking auto body shop, whatever it is, if your job is physically demanding, especially if your job is physically demanding and your actions or inactions could result in the death of others, I think it's reasonable to say that you should be in at least decent shape. And Jesus fucking Christ, look at dude, I can if you put out on a table what that motherfucker ate each day, it would just shame. Oh my God, oh damn, sport brain, that's fucked up.
He likes to run his mouth too. He's the one I dealt with when I came there with my camera, just to film what was going on. I saw a local news agency at the McLeod Police Department, so I went in the lobby with my camera just to see what was going on. And this guy was all over it. He was being a jerk. And they actually apologized to me for his actions that day.
Jesus. Yeah, Son of Murray says, imagine either of these fuckers trying to run down an active shooter. Here's the thing. Look, I know I'm fucking six, just about 6 foot tall, 6 feet tall, and I'm like over 260 pounds. I am not fit, right? But if I needed to, in a situation where I needed to exert myself physically, I would literally do so until I was drained and couldn't fucking breathe. And I can, if needed to, I can run, jump fences and shit like I was fucking 19 years old and 190 pounds. But I don't believe that police officers should look like this and act like this. And I believe that every single police officer should abide by their oath that they took in front of God to the Constitution. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, I'll continue.
Telling me to walk, and you're not going to tell me what to do. When I'm not in violation of a law, I can stand on your sidewalk all day long and exercise my First Amendment rights and film the police until you go off shift. I mean, I have nothing better to do today.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. What's the issue? I don't either. We just got the call. Pastor guy walks by. He's got an AR.
Over? Carry?
Yeah.
I'm just walking down the street and he stops me. I was talking to my friends that stopped there and saw me. So I come back.
Well, I explained to you why I'm here, okay?
I do. You had a call and some.
Call.
If you had a call of somebody flying a kite in a park, what would you tell them?
Well, it's not suspicious. They're not walking around with an AR-15.
Neither is lawfully exercising your Second Amendment rights is not suspicious. What do you suspect me of doing illegally?
Okay.
What do you suspect me of committing a crime? What crime are you articulating here?
Do you have your ID?
I am not compelled. There are no stopping ID.
Do you have a driver's license that I can?
Well, you don't have. I'm not driving.
Do you have a state-issued ID?
I do, but you don't have to see it at this point in time. I'm not suspected of committing a crime. There are no failed to ID statutes in Oklahoma without. Even if I committed a crime, I don't have to tell you.
There are certain case laws that like you have to do certain things, right? So, for an example, if you're given a lawful order to get out of your vehicle, Pennsylvania versus Mims, Penn v. Mims, you actually have to get out of the fucking vehicle. Okay, now there has to be a reason, but like diabetes shot. There's no fucking reason that you would have to show him your identification, period. But
no, I had my permit clipped to my belt or my shirt collar or something. It was displayed. I didn't even have to go in my wallet and get it. I already had it out. And the law says you have to display. I don't have to surrender it. Display. It was displayed. I don't even have to hand it to him.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'm going to continue here.
We do not have that statute here.
Here's the deal, man. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you.
Okay,
right?
well then have a nice
day. If you don't have
day.
any more thing else to say, you can go ahead and continue on.
I will. When you guys leave, I'll continue on.
Okay.
When you leave, I will continue on. Have a nice day. You're dismissed. I mean, I'm not breaking the law. When you guys leave, I'll leave.
Oh, the high-speed homies came out.
When you confronted me, I did not ask for police help. I'm not asking for no. Exactly. Well, what if you got a call that somebody was walking their dog down the street? I'm in the same realm of law violation as walking my dog down the street right now. And actually, this is a protected right. Protected. I have the license and I've shown you, and you are still standing here in front of me telling me to get my ass down the street on a public street.
Sir, did he tell you to get your ass down the street?
He said walk. He said not exact words, but that's the inference.
Sir, say the exact words that the officer said to you.
He told me to leave.
Not the words that you made
He told me to leave from in front of the police department, which I walked in front of, was heading that way. I stopped and spoke with my friends that stopped to see me, and then he yelled, "Sir, sir, sir, come back here." So I come back here, and he asked me what I'm doing, and I am walking down the street, taking my AR for a walk. That's it. Lawful.
Taking your AR for a walk.
Yes.
You got to walk your AR?
I do. I exercise my Second Amendment rights on a daily basis.
That has no concern.
I understand.
You're just telling me that you're walking your AR like you walk your dog.
Yeah. It gives me exercise. I prefer doing it.
It's loaded?
Yeah. Yes, it's loaded. It's lawful. Mm-hmm. In fact,
gun.
Now you got to play it to the very end when you hear the guy talking.
it's classified as a pistol. It's less than a 16-inch barrel with the foregrip. It's a pistol, AR pistol. So there's nothing illegal about it. You can't carry an AR rifle lawfully till November 1st. What are you guys going to do when people start doing that without a license? Without showing you the license. On November 1st, this becomes legal to carry a rifle.
Does that make you feel better?
Yes, exercising my rights. I prefer not to be hassled. I mean, like Oklahoma City, I walked around Bricktown for 2 hours last night and was not even approached. Now, Edmond drew down on me with their AR-15s. Yeah, they did. And when they found out it was a pistol, they're, oh, we're sorry, sir. So, hey, guys, us citizens have the right to do this.
We, as law enforcement officers, we have a right to protect ourselves.
You have a duty. You have a duty, correct?
We have a right to protect ourselves.
You do.
And others.
Yes. You actually don't have.
We have. Oh my God! I can already. This guy's fucking bothering me. But like, we have a right to protect ourselves. So let me chase after what they think, I guess, is like a supposed gunman, right? Like that. How is that protecting yourself? You clearly see that this person is not a problem or a threat, right? Like, come the fuck on. Now this guy is starting to get into the don't. So I'll take it back up here. Sorry. Fair use.
Don't
because there was
that,
in Washington D.C. You do,
and others.
Yes. You actually you don't have. You're not compelled to. You're not compelled to. That in Washington D.C. You actually you don't have. You're not compelled to. Because there was that. You actually you don't have. You're not compelled to. Because there was that in Washington D.C.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna rip that audio and have that audio like when people like super chat and shit. I'll have no, don't. Yeah, that's beautiful.
This is not worth court.
You actually you don't have. You're not compelled to. Because there was that in Washington D.C.
This is not worth
court injunction.
This is Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is a Supreme Court case.
Okay, well, this is Oklahoma.
They said police do not have to really defend the citizens. You want to, and I get that.
All right, sir. Yeah, get that.
So, all right, you guys too. Y'all have a great day. I'm sure you've got other things to do other than harass law-abiding citizens.
You have a right to, not to,
yes, sir.
To harass law enforcement.
I'm not harassing law enforcement. I didn't. He approached me.
Sir, I'm not talking to you.
Good deal. Have a nice day.
Challenge you to a push-up contest.
Can we help you?
Just by leaving.
No, by you leaving. This is the police department.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm on a public sidewalk.
Okay, so what do you want? Are you trying?
I want to exercise my First Amendment right and film the police.
Are you to harass the police?
I'm not harassing. I'm exercising my First Amendment right to film the police in public.
Film the police. What do you want to know, sir?
Well, tell me, how long you been working for McLeod PD? Yeah, no, I haven't worked for McLeod PD. My law enforcement career started in 1993. So.
Oh, this guy owns makes news articles. Oh yeah,
yeah. You've seen my channel. I mean, I'm going to put y'all on it later. I mean, have a great day, guys.
I don't care. Have a nice day.
All right. I mean, he's got a body cam filming too, I'm sure. I mean, we all have the right to film in public. I mean, remember when y'all came out in the lobby and kind of harassed me? I understand you don't. And the police, the assistant called me back and apologized for your actions,
it's funny how
for your behavior. I mean, it's on my channel.
You didn't put it on there.
It is on there. Google McLeod PD First Amendment audit.
All right, I will say, when they said have a good day, you could have and probably should have just walked the fuck away. I'm just saying. But, we'll keep it
Well,
going.
you prove the point that you have a right to be there by making them leave first.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I definitely,
I mean, I dismissed them. They didn't dismiss me.
yeah. Yeah, I feel you. All right, over and under for the last time these two guys had sex. I'm going to say greater than 10 years.
Now, if you want to go ahead and fast forward a little bit to about the last 2 minutes or so of the video, that's the good part where I'm walking away. Yeah, okay, go back a little bit right to where this man talks. Watch what this guy says. So I've left.
Yes, I do. It's called News Now OKC.
News Now OKC.
Yes, sir. Okay.
News Now OKC.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
buddy, I really appreciate what you're doing.
Do you?
These motherfuckers have bullied the hell out of people around here for 25, 30 years.
I grew up here.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. You don't mind if I film you? You tell that?
I wish you wouldn't.
Okay. Yeah, okay. There we go, sir.
My new We the People holster joggers. I've always wanted a good quality, American-made pair of joggers.
See, is my YouTube channel, and I go around educating police about our First and Second Amendment rights. I went to Edmond, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, and Norman
Did they,
the past 2 days.
Did they accuse you of breaking the law?
No.
I can hear you say a few words there.
Yeah.
You said, no, I'll leave when you did.
Mhm.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yep. So they're getting in their car, leaving, I guess. I don't know. They're all back at the car now. Maybe I'll go back. But I'll stay right here. Basically, it's the same thing.
Tell me one more time so I won't forget.
News Now OKC.
Could I get you? I'd like to send you a little money. But could I get an address?
Just if I don't have a pin.
Could I get it off of there?
Yeah. Yeah, you can. News Now OKC, and you can just comment in there and tell me you're the man from McLeod.
You know, I have never been in trouble in the law in my
Yeah.
life, and neither has my grown son. And he's been harassed and bullshit around here trying to pull through here to get his job done.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, appreciate you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate the comment.
It takes to encourage you that you're doing that for all of us.
Yes, I am. I was up at the legislature working on getting our permitless handgun carry passed. Got that done. So, hey, yeah.
Keep it up. Are you local?
I live in Choctaw.
Did you say
Yeah.
you went to school?
Yes, I did.
What's your name?
Timothy Harper. Tim Harper.
Tim Harper. About what year?
1985 is when I graduated.
Joe started?
Yes, I did. Yep.
He's one of these guys who really.
Oh, really?
Hey, you keep it up, my friend. We appreciate it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
One more time.
You write it down. My channel's News Now OKC.
Now tell me again.
News Now OKC on YouTube. So basically, even if you haven't committed a crime, they wanted my ID. I told them, no, I'm not IDing. I've not committed a crime. I'm compelled to show you my ID right now, my permit. That's all they need to know.
Why they don't know that? They can't ID.
Because nobody stands up for their rights. They don't stand up for it. They intimidate you. They come up to you and tell you what to do. And we've been told our whole life to do what the police tell you. You know, right?
Were you down there in front of the station when the person showed up?
I was walking past. I didn't see him. And my friends that I went to school with stopped me at the corner. They said, hey, Tim. And I was like, hey, man, what's up, buddies? And then he starts yelling at me, hey, hey. And I turn around. And, you know, I was just on my walk. And they stopped me. So.
Did they admit it to try to ID you?
Yeah. Now, I have to ID my carry license right now. After November 1st, I don't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So I had to ID with that.
See, he was behind him. I was
Yeah.
coming through, and he was with his damn lights on. So I pulled over there about 2 blocks there. I thought he was after me.
Oh, yeah.
He ran up here, I guess they called him. Take care of you.
Yeah.
He was the first one here, and then he'd come the rest of them.
Yeah, they'll call them in. Normally what they do, they'll amass 4 or 5 cars before they approach. Because I'm carrying a dangerous weapon, or what they consider a dangerous weapon. And
Well, that's your art.
yeah.
You don't know how much you're doing good here.
Okay.
Really good. No, we're not law. My kids have always told them to respect the law and the police. And
Yep.
those bastards started bullying, threatening them.
And then he tried to tell me to get off the sidewalk. That's public property.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is they know this.
They know it. They're pushing you around. They know. They know what they can and can't do.
What they finally do, just kind of act, just give
Just
up.
kind of like, all right, have a good day. And I said, well, when you guys leave, I'm leaving. They started to get in their car and go, and another officer showed up. So they haven't left yet. But basically, I'm still here. So, you know, they can't tell you to leave in front of the police station. They can't say, hey, yeah, that's city property. We paid for it. You can trust Tim Harper. Yeah. North of town, 2.5 miles. Yeah. You know the Kickapoo Center, the old Kickapoo Center? Go past it, past the Kickapoo house on the
Yeah, you can kill the
west
stream.
side,
That's it now.
west side house.
Pretty much everything.
That's it.
Yeah.
Did you go back over to him?
No, I just went ahead and just walked around the city a little bit and was done. Now, I have another one about a year or two later where I walk in McLeod, and it's a totally different experience. They come up to me and just talk a little bit, and we have a good conversation and leave. So I educated that city about it. One of my last videos is McLeod Revisit. And sometimes I'll revisit a place and see if they've learned anything.
Yeah.
And usually I have a better contact with them the second or third time. So, but that's what they hated. They hated me standing up to them. And that's why they retaliated against me with the ATF and all that stuff. Secretly, they were writing memos amongst each other, probably turning my information over to the Fusion Center. And, they conspired in a way to try to get me. They still haven't won, though. I'm still free. I'm still here, exercising my Second Amendment rights.
Well, man, I gotta say, dude, good for you, man. I'm running out of time here to run another one, but
yeah. Well, people can go to the channel themselves and look. A lot of the videos are 2 years or so older, and so I had to fight a strong legal battle. It was pretty bad. So I shut down for a while there, and we'll get back into it here pretty soon. Check out Picture Perfect Rick. His channel's just as good as mine, and maybe better. And there's a lot of videos on my channel to watch. Some of them are BS videos, and actually the boring ones are actually what we're striving to do. We want to have that good interaction with police where they say, hey, man, what you doing? I'm just out here exercising my Second Amendment rights. Well, sir, you have a good day. Stay out of trouble. We'll see you later. That's what we want. But those videos don't get any views.
No, of course not. Yeah. It's the videos that there's a negative interaction and it police in a negative manner. And I for a while I open carried and guys, that's his channel there. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Show him some love. I stopped open carrying because the negative attention that it would bring. But I support what you're doing 100%, and I encourage you to continue doing it.
I think we're on the cusp of really, within the next decade, we're really going to fully realize our Second Amendment rights fully. After this Bruin, Harper versus Bruin takes effect, I think we're really going to enjoy the Second Amendment here in our country. It's like a domino effect. One by one, these anti-gun laws are falling. With the one in Colorado just yesterday or today, LA Police Department recognizing the ban on AR rifles on the magazines is they're not going to do it anymore. It's going to be a harder fight for us than it is with the Roe versus Wade falling. That was pretty much recognized overnight. But our Second Amendment rights, we're still fighting. They're throwing their temper tantrum. They are not going to give it up as easy. But we will win. It's going to take some more lawsuits. But let's just stick around and watch it happen.
It's such an element of control for them.
Yeah.
And guys, I'm putting a link in chat. I'll explain it in a second. It's such an element of control, right? Because a lot of people say that firearms are the ultimate equalizer, right? And that gives us the ability to have equal, or in some cases even superior, firepower to those that may or could be able to oppress us. And I think that every single human being, not just, people from the US because of the Constitution, not just people that don't have a felony. I think every human being should have the right and the ability to carry a firearm without any stipulation at all. And I think there shouldn't be any stipulation on the type of firearm that they carry. And yeah, I mean, I think it's bullshit, man. And yeah, I appreciate what you're doing, bringing awareness to it and getting it out there. And fuck, man, you got balls to steel for doing that shit, dude. I mean, a lot of people are like, I don't want to do it because I don't want to get shot in the face. But
yeah, well, I always put my hands up. I always complied with what they told me to, especially when they're aimed at me. But I'll sit there and talk to them. I won't back. Also, don't backmouth them. Don't put yourself in a situation where they have to shoot you or anything like that. You just stay calm, talk to them, let them know that you're not breaking the law. This is legal. And then one thing you better do, you better learn your state laws inside and out before you do this. And you better be sure of what you're doing before you do it. Consult with people that do know the law, people that wrote the law, people that understand it. And I don't mean talk to the police because they have a different take on it than you. Because there's been many times I've been put in handcuffs and then released because they think I'm breaking the law. So it's very scary to do this stuff. It is very scary. But you just got to know that you're on the right side and follow through and have the confidence to do that. And a lot of people don't. They'd rather just stay at home, keep their guns, in the gun safe or under the pillow, hidden in their car. Some of them are so afraid to carry them in public, they leave them in their cars when they go in stores. And, it's not going to do you any good like at the Indiana Mall. What if he left his gun in the car because he was, intimidated by the gun-free zone sign? He wouldn't be any better than anybody else there.
I'm going to share something that has only been shared a couple times. When that shooting started, 5 people were shot, 3 people were killed. One of the 3 people killed was carrying a handgun.
That's what I heard, yeah.
People don't realize that carrying a handgun is not the automatic, savior, right? Like that's why we always talk about like getting training, right? Like getting medical training, getting tactical training, if you want to call it that. Like the training of your tools, or even just the consistent usage of your tools, is so important. And in this day and age, it's Picture Perfect says it's only scary if you're a pussy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hey, he was detained at Fort Leonard Wood for like 12 hours for standing outside Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri with a camera. And they swapped him up and held him on the base for 9 or 10 hours, 12 hours. Yeah, he's got great videos as well.
Yeah, they will fuck with you hardcore for something like that.
Yeah.
But guys,
even just a camera, not even talking about our Second Amendment rights, your First Amendment rights get attacked too. I mean, just holding your video phone in certain buildings or outside the building, just looking at it can get police swatted on you in no time. It's insane. They've taken this see something, tell something, be very afraid to the max. And now half of the citizenry are afraid, and they farmed out their self-defense to agencies. They no longer defend on themselves to protect themselves.
Yep. And the people that don't depend on themselves to be their own first responder are the victims. And I'm sure much like you and our viewers, I refuse to be a fucking victim. Even if I end up, being the one leaking on the ground from a mass shooting or whatever, or any type of situation where evil shows up, I'm going to make sure that I do every single possible thing to preserve life. And that's potentially my life, potentially the lives of others. There's, and using our firearms, training with our firearms, getting good solid training, having medical, like,
know your state laws is very important.
100%.
What's legal here may not be legal in another state.
Dude,
travel.
This cop in the main badge cam on the most popular Uvalde shooting breakdown that I've seen, the motherfucker went to a report of a school shooting, and he parked his cruiser, ran out, didn't even run, walked out of it, slowly, casually walked to the school, and then like a half an hour in says, "Oh, I forgot my med pack, his medical kit." Like, dude, you're in full fucking kit, and you don't have your medical. You were going to the site of a shooting, and you don't have medical. I have medical with me in my car, in my house. Like now,
I have an ankle fact I carry with me when I'm not wearing shorts.
Yeah. And it's crazy. Like the people that are supposed to be the ones preserving life, and the ones that take an oath to the Constitution in front of God. Yeah, those are the same ones that break those yeah. Anyway, sorry. I'm not anti-police at all, right?
I'm not either. I worked in law enforcement, and I support what they do. It's the problem that, when we gave them qualified immunity years ago, it was to cover up or help them with some small mistakes they made, clerical errors or this or that, getting a statute mixed up, not fully understanding some of the things that they did. Now they use qualified immunity to kill people and get away with it. Many people, any of the officers have learned to weaponize that against us. Oh, well, we didn't know, or it was our duties. He was there with something in his hand, so we killed him. Yeah. And they claim qualified immunity. No, it's not for that. You need to be responsible for your actions. Like the guy they shot, trying to think, he was sitting in his car, and I'll think of his name a little bit, black man, he had a gun license.
Oh, yeah, and he reached for his permit.
Yeah, for his permit, and they shot him. Well, that officer did get put in prison. But there's so many of them that are not. They are straight up almost killing people. And taking our rights, and more arresting us and just not allowing us due process. They've done it to me. They've done it to Rick, Picture Perfect. And they know you're going to win the case, but they run you through the ringer.
Because the process is the punishment.
Yes, the process is the punishment. And then they dismiss you right before trial.
Yeah.
And we've had that happen here a few times. Because a district attorney, last thing he wants is to have less than 99% conviction rate when he goes up for election. Hey, I've got a 99% conviction rate. Well, you know why? Because he dismissed half the cases that he knew he couldn't win.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, and DV8R601, it's funny that you say that, because that's, if you haven't been around for how I end streams, you'll likely resonate with what I say. But man, I appreciate you taking the time to come on here, man. It's really important.
Yeah, no problem. I'd like to get the word out if you need me on any time. I've got a lot more to talk about too, and we can talk about current events that are going on. I try to keep up on the things that are going on here in Oklahoma and on the national level. Firearm technology, I'm very delved into that as well. Other topics, I'm a ham radio operator. I started a ham radio club here. I build radios. Communication is very important when things get sideways. And you may not always have access to your phone. Information is one of the most important things that we as humans can carry. So I've got a lot of experience there, and I'm usually available in the evenings, especially on Tuesdays, because I don't have to wake up Wednesday morning.
Nice. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate what you do, and I'll tell you, I'm going to be communicating with and working with John Crump on kind of behind the scenes, and I think that we can get your AR back. So fingers crossed for that. So. Remind everyone one more time, who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
Yeah, Timothy Harper, right there on the screen. I have another channel, Tim Harper, W5TAH, and it doesn't have much to do with guns at all, but other interesting stuff you may find interesting. But Timothy Harper here, I'm a Second Amendment advocate in Oklahoma, and my buddy Picture Perfect he's going through a real hard time right now. And he was going to be here at the house to join in with us, but he just couldn't make it. And keep his prayers and subscribe to Picture Perfect and watch him too. He's got some great videos that he's done in the past. And guys, keep carrying. You know, concealed is great, but you know, to me, the litmus test of our gun rights is open carry. If you can't open carry, then there is a problem. But I understand concealed carry gives you great advantages that open carry normally doesn't. And DLD, I appreciate you having me on your show tonight, and we'll get more information brought your way too. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming on, and
I'll get some better lighting in the future too.
yeah, no, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And I appreciate Picture Perfect coming in and you know, chatting and commenting throughout the.
I really think you need to have him on a show too in the future when he's in the swing of things. He's better at telling stories than I am, and he remembers things better. He's got a better memory than me, and he's got some great stories to tell.
Well,
he's actually the one that got me into this. He's my mentor in the Second Amendment realm of things.
Nice.
So he's the OG, really. I owe it all to him.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, Picture Perfect, you're welcome to come on as well. I think it's important that we, you know, continue these conversations and get the word out. And lastly, I know I shared with you guys the two companies that have been helping. I mean, a lot of companies have helped us. Everyone from, you know, JSD to everybody. You guys know I bring, you know, great companies that help us either build guns or fucking print, or you know, print completion kits, build kits, and you know, guns, knives, ammo, and all that shit. And I really want to show some special love to number one, 1776 Supply Co. They just dropped some Glock 43 kits for dirt fucking cheap, and they also dropped the price of their Glock frames to $50. You guys will never see them for that low or that cheap. What I would do is I would hit them up on Instagram and I would message them and be like, Dark said you had Glock frames for $50, and they'll help you pick what color frame you want and all that. And we did sell through all of the blue titanium frames except two, because a couple folks were in California. Unfortunately, they couldn't get them. But
see, I don't have Instagram. I don't know if there's another way to contact them. I pulled up .com right here.
Yeah, if you go to their website, you can get frames through the. You can really get anything. They have all these custom slides, barrels, AR kits. Yep, that's them. All their, I mean, every single possible thing you could ever want to build. If you wanted to build a 100% 3D printed Scorpion that just used like the barrel, the bolt, the, you know, all that shit, you could do that. Like, there's so many awesome things that you could do.
Is there a code? Is a code DLD? Is there a
no? So they don't have any discount codes or anything currently active. The one discount code I do have is most of them. It'll be code dark on most things, but this new. So I'm going to drop the link again. So right now, tack knives. I've showed you guys here. Let me go full screen real quick. I've showed you guys the glorious Halo clone. This thing is a beast. So there's a little bit more of a story behind this. The Halo clone is a massive OTF switchblade, and Virginia just made auto knives legal. So I want to kind of highlight these. Now, when you get something from Tack Knives, like you get like a little Pelican case, and it's just cool as shit. But they're TK Pro knives, so they're having a sale right now from this Tuesday till next Monday, and these fucking things are like typically, you know, $150 or sometimes more, right? These are like as low as $40 when you look at the current discounts, and if you use code DARK, you get an extra 20% off if you use code DARK. So you can get knives of this quality for dirt cheap compared to what they typically go for. Now, there's a couple other ones I want to show off here because I haven't had the chance to. But you have like a little Pelican case. It has a Tack Knives logo on it. When you open it up, this one, you guys know I'm a sucker for plum. This is a plum colored aluminum scale OTF switchblade, auto knife, whatever. This thing is nasty. D2 tool steel. It just like the force that it comes out with and goes back in with, it's crazy. It's got the glass breaker on it with the little bead in there, and I'm pretty sure this thing is like under $60 after the code.
Good price.
Yeah, if you're looking for like, fucking Microtech quality, the TK Pro line. This is from their TK Pro line. It's got carbon fiber inlays. It's a Warncliffe Tonto style. It's just solid, man. All handmade in Texas. But the coolest thing is this little guy is the glowy blue PWEDC Tack Knives. This little fucking guy right here is one of their little firecrackers. And it's
little Tanto blade.
Yeah, tiny little Tanto blade. It's just so small. It's so perfect for like a utilitarian kind of, or like a hide it up your butt jail. When you were in the jail, did you have a bunch of guys hiding shit up their butt?
Not too much, no.
No, maybe that's...
Now, we had a guy that was sneaking bacon back from the kitchen, and what he was doing, he'd put the bacon in a little towel and put it right under his nuts and put his underwear on and walk back to the cell block and sell that bacon.
What the fuck? Nut bacon?
Yeah, real bacon from the kitchen. We had one guy, our ice machine kept going out. It kept losing a charge. And
he was hitting the Freon.
Yeah, he was hitting the Freon behind it. Yeah, getting high on that shit. Yeah. We got some stories, I got some prison stories that are pretty damn good.
So we need to have you back on to talk about your prison stories. That's
okay. Yeah, that'll be good. I'll start trying to remember all that stuff. We got some good. I was actually with Terry Nichols. I had to sit on him for 6 months when he was in the Oklahoma County Jail, and then I had to go testify in McAllister when he got federally sentenced. So Terry Nichols.
Yeah, that's crazy shit. We definitely need to have you back on. We actually have one of our viewers. His name is the goddamn Bacon. So that's kind of funny. Extra salty bacon. Yeah.
Yep.
So guys, show them some love. Show Tack Knives some love. There's not going to be another sale this year that is bringing the prices down this low. If you look at that link that I put out there, this is just for the sale items. So they're already marked down, like, I think the highest one was marked down like 37% or something like that. But if you look, let me see. So sale. Yeah, so like these Microtech, so some of these may appear to be similar to Microtech clones. Mm-hmm. If you were to go after some of those knives, they're already, oh my God, 50% off. Okay, so this, get the fuck out of here. So this is one of their blades that is, medium quality. So it's not the same quality as their like handmade fucking, top of the line shit, but it's still really good quality. And it's normally $70. Right now it is marked down to, show you, oops, $34.95 before the 20% off when you use code DARK. So use code DARK, save 20%, get a baller ass fucking OTF. I mean, look at these fucking OTF blades. Like,
you're almost giving those away.
No, they're super cheap. They're trying to run through a bunch of their damn. Okay, this one's fire. They're trying to run through a bunch of their inventory. This one is sick. This one is 59, I think it was 54.95 before. If you use code DARK, you get an extra 20% off. So when you show them some love, you get a baller ass fucking OTF switchblade. But you also make me look good because I want to give them business, and you save a fuck ton of money. So let me see. Gerchop is still here. That's refreshing to hear. So Tim's prison stories can be found on Pornhub. Yeah, we have this thing called PWEDC, which stands for Prison Wallet Everyday Carry. So it's for those lonely nights when you have to put something in your butthole. There's I'm just kidding. Obviously, we don't condone that, and don't put stuff in your butt, guys. But it kept showing up. Like there was a few episodes we were discussing actual events where people were putting like full size handguns in their ass and getting caught in prison with it.
Usually, it takes medical order. Medical staff have to do cavity searches.
Yeah. They we dark lies. We do condone it. Poop it. Yeah.
Hey, here's one for you. When you get picture perfect on here, they caught wind of where Moms Demand Action was going to have a luncheon meeting. They knew where it was going to be, so they all showed up open carrying, and they were the ones that got kicked out of the restaurant. Not Rick, but Moms Demand Action. He needs to tell you that story. It's a good one.
Oh hell yeah, that's awesome. Poof it. Yeah, and God, the boofing. Yeah, that's terrible. That's nuts, man. Yeah, I definitely would love to hear that story. So, guys, show some love to 1776 Supply Co. Show some love to Tack Knives. And on one positive note, I do want you guys to know that up until this date, George Floyd is still sober.
He is.
So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. Again, I appreciate you coming on, and certainly open invite for the future, and also for Picture Perfect as well. You're welcome to come on. And I will be featured, nobody say anything, I will be featured on Iraq Veteran 8888's next podcast. I'm going to be, I think, the third guest. So you guys will see DLD After Dark on IV 8888, which is exciting. So I'll close the stream out as I always do, which is, guys, rule number one is to be kind. It is so important that we be kind in everything that we do. Now, being meek is not being weak, right? So be kind. I forgot who it was. I think it was General Patton who said, "Be kind, be courteous, and have a plan to kill everyone you meet." Right?
Don't take my kindness for weakness.
Yeah.
Don't make that mistake.
For sure. So be kind, live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed. A hand that's open to give is open to receive. So just be giving, be gracious, and which also means, like, not only with things, right, with money or things or anything, but reserve judgment, right? Come from curiosity. Like, don't cast judgment upon others. And we also know that the only way for us to combat evil is for good men to be highly skilled in violence. So make sure that you are becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be. Train, train, train. It's so important. And lastly, be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. But not that thing. Don't just keep that thing on you. Hold on. Let's see if it shuts us down. As well at the very end. Don't just keep that thing on you. Keep a suppressed 10.3 inch 5.56 on you. I'm just saying.
Give me a friend request on Facebook. I'm the guy with the barracudas on it. Yep. Send me a friend request. I got barracudas, got my cudas on here, so
Nice. Oh, you know what's funny? You know what this tack knife, the knife from Tack Knives is called?
I bet it's called barracuda.
It's a barracuda.
Also, I need one of those. That's what I need then to go with my barracudas.
There you go.
I just took mine to the Hallett Raceway, and it was a lot of fun.
For you guys in chat, no, this is not. Okay, all right. God damn it. I'll show you. So first off, this is the Goon Beam. This is like a white laser. This light is crazy. So, yeah, if you guys are looking for a good light, Goon Beam is the way. I will show the SIG 556 and the Plum AK. Now, this has the same... So this is the SIG 556 10-inch SBR. This is the small little guy. This is my protest rifle.
Oh.
Yeah, this is my baby. I got the VLTOR with the quick throw lever, the gas system. Now this gas system is dope because it was actually designed to drop around through and crank it when it gets too dirty, because I run a suppressor on it. You can actually crank around in there and use it as leverage to turn it. And yeah, this thing is a fucking beast, man. And I always love that that sticker, that Antifa. And for all you guys out there that wanted to see it, let me see if I can bust it out. God damn. I'm using a gun safe that is not made for this many guns. This is the Chrome AK. This is the Chrome and Plum AK. And
it's nice.
This is the Bin Laden Palace AK. So I'll leave you all with that. Now, it appears that we have not been shut down. So that's pretty awesome.
Here's a picture of me standing out in front of a line of Antifa. I'm the only one there. And I know it's hard to see in this. I sent it to you. And I'm the only one there standing in front of 800 protesters and about 40 Antifa. And they won't fuck with me because I'm armed. And I've got a Trump flag that I'm flying high. And here's where I went to not a Moms Demand Action, but March for Our Lives protest. And I was open carrying, and that made it on the news. Got a lot of cool things, you know. Here I am hanging out with legislators trying to enact different laws in the state, and that's what you need to do. If you really want to change things, getting out here and protesting is all fun and dandy, but get in with your legislators and actually change laws. Here I am trolling Moms Demand Action open carrying at one of their events. They didn't like that too much. Got a lot of good pictures for you, so a lot of stuff we can talk about in the future.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Well, dude, thank you again for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, man, it was awesome. Guys, do me a favor. Please take the time to go on Tack Knives. Even if you guys just click on the link, it'll make it look like I'm doing my job to drive traffic there. So just dropped it in chat again. I appreciate all you guys. You guys are awesome. Support 1776, support Tack Knives, and we'll see you on the next one. So thank y'all so much. Love y'all. Take it easy. And for Gurchop, no, I did not. I took it twice on stream. You just missed it. Love y'all. Bye.